Welcome to the stream. Returning once again to entertain with my wit and utter humiliation, it's time to watch your favorite Canuck fail. So sit back on your Chesterfield, crack a brewski, and grab your poutine. For today we join together in peace, harmony, and a whole lot of ass-fuckery. Now, it's time to crank up that energy, so bring it on. Hype it up, pass it around, and put it in the chat. Let's hype this motherfucker up. Hell yeah!
Begin.
All right, we're gonna be starting a new stream here with a new game called Secrets of Cats. Let's unmute ourselves and get ready to play some kitties. Hello? Kitties!
$5 a month! What are you doing with your life?
Starting with a bang. You people, that music might be a little loud.
Yeah, you kind of came in and blew our eardrums out, so.
It's been a while.
$5 a month. Oh, God. $5 for my eardrums be gone. All right. We're going to do some Secrets of Cats. Let me get to a screen here where we can see some shit a little better. We can see everyone's cursors zooming around the screens and stuff, I believe. Yes, everything should be good now. People can, as they talk, their little icon lights up now. The only one, unfortunately, I don't have working is the nice, wonderful lady behind me, just because for our mics to not cross over, since she has to sit in the same room as me, I have to have her muted, so it won't register for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But she is here, and you can generally hear her in the background anyways. She just doesn't have the pretty light up icon. So if you hear a female voice that's coming and it's not lighting up, that's her. It's her.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay, so
What about a feline voice?
I've arrived.
exactly. Welcome. So let's get into this. We all have. We'll bring it up here where it looks like we're testing out dice, getting ourselves ready. Okay, so everyone should have access to their character sheets in the normal places. So, this beginning here, and I'm going to turn this down even more. Okay, so the beginning here, everyone kind of has like a basic idea of at least a cat and a name. We want to start filling out things in the character sheets here, so I'm gonna bring up this character sheet, since I'll probably be helping you fill yours out.
Oh, good, thank you.
And we're gonna go through character creation for those that aren't done yet, which is probably the majority of you. Now, thankfully, for those not familiar with Fate, and we are using a mixture of Fate Accelerated and Fate Condensed, this is super fast, super easy. Really not that many decisions you have to make, although the decisions you do have to make are pretty creative. So it's going to be nice and easy. We're probably going to be able to get right into the introductions and like intro and stuff like that after this. So step one, your high concept. This is the core of the explanation of who you are, not necessarily your name, but it's just who you are. Now, a lot of times if when you pick one of you're going to be picking one of the 4 types of magic: naming, seeking, shaping, or warding. You might want to incorporate that into the high concept. That's a fairly common practice for Secrets of Cats. But this is the core concept of who you are. So if you're like, like sneaky ninja cat, or really ornery, hungry cat, or just anything descriptive about your character, comes from the back, or the cat from the back alleyways, something like this. This is the main concept of who you are. Moving on, I'll just go through all of these and then you'll start figuring out your aspects. Trouble, of course, is something that complicates your life. This could be something mental, something physical, something circumstantial. It's just something that causes you a complication. Preferably with this game, I would like it to be something that can follow you no matter where you go, per se. As there may be some travel involved from wherever you normally reside. So if you pick a trouble, don't just be like, my trouble is I have a beef with a cat on a specific street in like Arizona, and you're like, well, okay, well, I guess that's not a thing anymore. Burdens. These are your pet humans. These are the humans, the primary humans that you take care of. It might be your single lone, out of job guy that used to work at the power plant and he doesn't anymore, and that's your burden. Or it could be like a family of 5, or maybe your burden is just the people of the streets, and you feel an obligation to help all of them. Basically, what type of humans or specific humans do you have that you protect? And then 2 free aspects of just whatever you want, something that describes your character. You don't have to fill them out. In fact, I would like the high concept and trouble filled out and burden if at all possible. The last 2 free aspects, you can fill them out as we play if you want. You don't have to have them right away. It is good to make them sort of a double-edged sword if you can, something that is good and bad that we can play off of. That's how you generate things. But they're not needed. Really just your core things that you're going to need to decide here that's going to be the most important parts of this character. High concept, trouble, and burdens. So why don't we all start filling that stuff out, and then when everyone is ready, we'll move on to the next sections. So for you, I know you were just starting to think about it now. So you got your orange Maine Coon Fitz.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think would be sort of the core concept of what your character, what your cat is like? Just think of like cat personalities and stuff like that. You've met enough of them.
Oh, okay. Of the many cat. Miss Nellie.
Miss Nellie. Okay.
Miss Gary.
Okay. So how about like overprotective? Was she like clingy?
Not so much.
No, just overprotective.
It was an ownership.
Being protective, I imagine that out of the types of magic, which I know you were kind of reading up on, I imagine warding is probably, since it's the protective, like your warding things, I imagine that's probably what you'd be going for.
I think so.
Okay, so we'll say overprotective warden.
Did you say W?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
I'm a warden.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. And then you think if there's any other adjectives or something that might apply?
I don't put my
Okay. Reserved?
With other people.
Okay. All right. How about a socially reserved, overprotective warden? That sounds good to me. All right. Trouble. What is something that complicates your life? Now, this could be maybe a physical ailment or a mental ailment or something something social, circumstantial. If you wanted to incorporate that, we could be like, your health is a ticking time bomb. Okay, all right, and how would that complicate things in the game? Do you?
Everybody.
That's true. That's true. I don't see very many sessions where we're going to spend a lot of time explaining eating. Okay. All right. Don't like being don't like being
very
touched.
Much a one.
Okay.
That comes in with the socially reserved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, loud noises.
Okay, all right. So something to do with loud noises or thundering or something. And no, I'm not talking to loud noises right now.
Pardon?
Oh, no. But by the way, guys, feel free to talk amongst yourselves since I am just speaking to her directly in physical person space.
No worries. I'm just actually looking over the book right now. I'm getting.
And if you guys need like a quick access, if you get past where I am and you want to look at stunts and whatnot, in the items section I have like the magic and mundane stunts, and these are like the converted mundane stunts for using Fate Accelerated. If you guys need to get there. All right. So trouble. So we're gonna say, how about the loud noises?
Sudden loud noise. Because it's okay with the car starting up like that.
Sudden loud noises are my worst enemy. Nice creative sentence to be with that. All right. Burdens. Who's your burdens? What humans do you have as your pets?
Old.
A retired. The kindly retired old lady.
Thank you.
Does she have a name? You don't have to.
Mildred.
Mildred? The kindly retired old lady Mildred. Okay. If you think of anything at any point you want to add into the other aspects, that's fine. You don't have to fill them. You can fill them out as we play. As you role play the character and you discover yourself.
I pull them.
It's in the same place as normal. The little people icons. Oh, sorry. Click the little arrow. Little people icons. Yeah, sorry. You're already in there. Fits. There you go. This is your character.
And I can pick any.
Yeah.
And see what they are.
Well, they don't have any descriptions.
Oh.
When you click on them, you just. Nope. Consequences is something we'll deal with in game.
So we're done?
We are done that part. I'm gonna wait till everyone else has made sure we've gone through the aspects, and then we'll move on to skills and stunts. I imagine many of them have already jumped ahead, which is perfectly fine. How is everybody doing on their aspects right now?
Good. I just closed my character.
I think I've got them all out.
So my aspects, high concept, Zeke is a mouser / hunter. I went with seeker. Actually, I changed it up to seeker.
Sweet.
My trouble is a catnip addiction.
Ooh. And you don't have to explain it right now. I am going to go character by character and do a little intro thing for you. But if you do want to, feel free. I'm not going to stop
Just
you.
a quick question. Free aspects are like descriptors of your character?
Descriptors of your character. Just something about yourself. It could be anything. I, as always with Fate, you've played with me before, so you get Fate for the most part. But for everybody, it's good if it's a double-edged sword. It'll be a little bit good, a little bit bad, depending on the situation, because this way you can invoke it to give yourself bonuses and make your life easier, or I can use it to compel you and complicate your life, but at the result, you earn fate points out of it, and sort of like as a karmic balance. So you definitely want it to be as double-edged as possible. Residual Rose, we're getting a lot of feedback hissing from you.
Not that again.
Yeah, sorry.
Better?
Yeah, so far. Yep, yeah, I'm not hearing anything. Good, we're all good. So yeah, the free aspects can be anything, a descriptive sentence of some kind. It's whatever you want. Okay. Is there, it's probably a shorter list if we do it this way. Is there anyone that has not picked a, at least the main aspects, the high concept trouble burdens?
I think I've pretty much got mine.
Okay, well, it sounds like everyone has theirs then. So we're going to move on to skills. Now, it's called skills because it's in default Fate, it's skills. But we're doing this as Fate Accelerated. So we're actually doing what's called approaches instead of skills. Basically, whenever you do an action, depending on how you narrate it, I'm going to tell you which approach you're going to be using. So this is a key concept. When you tell me what you're doing, never say, oh, I would like to roll a flashy to do such and such. Because if that's the narration you're telling me, then I'm assuming you're telling me you want your cat to roll some dice, which is going to be weird. So you're never going to tell me what you're rolling. You're going to tell me what you're doing, and I'm going to say what approach is appropriate. Now, we can, of course, haggle back and forth. But in this case, we have our approaches, aka skills. And we can see in the character setup, if everyone has looked at it. I'm not sure if everyone's pulled that up. I'm just going to make sure everyone has seen it if they haven't. One of the approaches is going to be a +3. Another one of the approaches is going to be a +2. Then 2 of them at +1, and then the final 2 will remain where they are.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
So we actually, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change my dice so nice so I can put it behind the character sheets because it's
Here's
on
a question.
top.
I don't know what's going on, but I can't roll.
You can't roll anything?
You might need to reload.
Yeah, okay.
Can't roll anything? You're tied to a character.
Two fake dice, click roll button, whole lot of nothing.
You clicked, like if you click like the fate dice thing in the chat.
Like just below, you get a plus minus, you go like 3 fake dice, whatever. Click roll, it's like stuck. Doesn't click.
Did you click? Did you click the fate? The plus and minus is to add a modifier onto it. Did you click the fate dice to add the fate dice?
Weird. Let me try it again.
Okay.
Oh, son of a gun! I see what's going on. I bet you it'll work now. Watch. There we go.
There you go. You rolled something privately there. Yeah, it's the fate dice adds the fate dice, and then you're adding the modifier. Because you're always rolling 4 fate dice, so you don't get to choose how many fate dice you're rolling.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it is always the same. It is always 4 of them. That's probably what was tripping you up. Okay, there was where's the thing to make the dice roll behind character sheet? Thing for that. I swear there was. Settings. Was in here? Yep, preferences. Under sheets, please. Thank you. There we go. That way everyone can test and I can still be looking at the thing without dice flopping everywhere. Okay, so Kathy, we have, out of these 6, we have a +3, a +2, and what was it? +3, a +2, and 2 +1s. So we have careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, and sneaky. Now what, the +3, what do you think embodies your character the most?
Careful.
Careful. Okay. I can see that. You're kind of skittish around the loud noises. You're a bit reserved socially. Careful makes sense. All right. So what do you think the +2 should go in? Something else that sort of is a major facet of you, but maybe not quite as standout. Quick. Okay, makes sense. All right, and then we have 2 +1s, something that you're a little better at.
Clever.
Clever, okay. And sneaky. All right, that part's done. We're almost done. We're almost done character creation. There's not much more to it. So everyone else, if you haven't done it, do the same thing.
Yep, all done.
Excellent. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is everyone has a base magical stunt, which I've already given you. in your character sheets by default. You should have it in there, which is core magic, and then put your type here. This is to basically to like, because everyone has you're cats. You all have magic, right? Now you are gonna we already decided you were gonna do warding. Doing a thing.
So we get 3 stunts. Is that including one from our core magic, or is that 3 total no matter what?
Sorry, I don't know if I typed it very well for there. Stunts. You should then get 3 other stunts. So you get 3 stunts on top of that core magic one.
So 1 from your core magic and 3 others. Cool.
Yeah, the core magic one is there by default. Then you get 3 others to put in there as well. So you'll have a total of 4.
Awesome.
And
Now,
then we can take additional ones, correct?
if you want to lower your refresh, which is part of the character creation setup, which is like you see how at the top of your character sheet it says 3 out of 3. You can lower that. For every point you lower it, you can take an additional stunt. But that means that you're going to start each session with less fate points. But you can only bring it to a minimum of 1. No, I'm not using true name in this particular one. I find true name didn't really jive with what we wanted to kind of do with this and for the true names and everything. I didn't like a lot of my players have already decided on true name for the character, and it'll be nice for a role-playing thing, but I'm not making them write it as an aspect. If they want to have it as one of their aspects, awesome, we can play with that. So warding means whenever you're using like warding or protection magics, you're automatically going to get a +2 to your roll.
What do I have?
Now we have more. Yes, now we have 3 more stunts. Now, if you want to do the haggling thing back and forth of creating stunts from scratch, any of you can. I imagine for you it'd just be easier if we just pick from the pre-mades, because we've got pre-made ones. We have mundane stunts and magical stunts.
Where do they come up?
And they are, if you go to the little briefcase. Yeah. Okay, click on stunts. You have magical stunts and mundane stunts.
And I'm allowed to choose.
You can have 3, yeah.
Okay.
And once you find the ones that you want, you can literally just drag and drop them on your character sheet as you desire. All
right. Here's a quick question.
Yes.
Now, for stunts, I see that we now have these specific, we'll say disciplines are now stunts. And it says you can choose one of the magic specific stunts for the magic types you have ability in. So we can only choose 1 stunt per magic type, or we get a free stunt per magic type.
I don't think I fully understood your question.
Okay, the very last sentence under stunts.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose 1 of the magic specific stunts for magic types that you have some ability in.
Yes, which you've already done. That's the core magic thing.
Okay, but you then have under the stunts, like say for instance, naming. There's harm. There's stuff like that. Do we get those? Are those automatic?
No, you got to take those. Those are still stunts. Okay. You still have to take those. They take up slots. You don't get them automatically.
Okay. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no, you don't get them automatically.
Now I'm confused.
Okay, so in the stunts, you know how there's a category for magic stunts. These are just stunts that you can take to work with your magic. Just like all the other stunts, though, they take up a stunt slot. So if you want to take them as one of your stunts, you can.
Okay. Sorry, just before the next question, I just want to wrap this. So our total number of stunts is 3, not 4 then.
No, our total number of stunts will be core magic plus 3, so it will be 4 of them. It's just one of them has already been chosen for you. Do you see on your character sheet core magic warding? Or core magic, and then insert type here. Do you see that?
Right, but that's not like a stunt on the list of stunts. That's literally just like core magic seeker.
It's still a stunt. I just didn't put it in the list because everyone has it. Well, actually, it is in the list.
Oh, so okay.
It's a forced stunt. Everyone has it.
So core magic seeker is a stunt.
Yes, it's in your stunts list. Is it not in your stunts list?
No, it wasn't in mine.
No, I
Oh,
just
it's
see
in mine.
astral projection, dreamwalking, prognostication,
Oh,
psychometry.
that's weird. It should have been, as long as you didn't choose blank template and you actually chose like the pre-made template, it should have been in there.
Oh. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
'cause
that's why I'm asking, because if we have to pick, do we, so we get the free core magic stunt, but we don't get anything for free, any magic stunts under those for free.
that is correct. That is right.
Oh, okay. That
I'm not
makes
giving you
things-
free shit.
I'm asking because that's a big difference between Fate Accelerated, Fate Condensed, and Fate Core.
Well, no,
It's-
even in the core book for this, you don't get them for free. You still have to take them as stunts.
no, they're skills.
No, the
They're
core
skills.
one is, but all the stunts in here, animate, control, harm, those are not skills. Those are stunts.
Okay, we're not going to argue about it right now. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay, and
Just
then if you
trying
want to
to
take
get moving
additional
forward.
magic types, just drag in additional magic type as a stunt.
I get that, but I also want to be able to do stuff under my main magic type. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay,
is
what stuff?
I want to be able to do, like, for instance, if I take naming, I want to be able to do harm. I don't want to
Okay.
have to take another stunt to do harm.
But in the book, that is a stunt. That's under list of magical stunts. It's in the book. I could bring up the page and show you. It's a stunt you have to take even in normal.
We're trying to move. I'm trying to let us move past this. Just
okay.
Let's go on with character creation. We can discuss it later.
Okay, sure, if you want. I mean, I'll show you after. But yes. So firmly, we're done. That's done. They are stunts, just like in the book. They are stunts. You have to take them as stunts.
Arcus, do you mind looking at my sheet so that I understand this? So my stunts right now, I'm taking Tree Cat, Death from Above, Feline Fall, and because I'm a Seeker, I get Core Magic Seeker. Those are my 4.
You are Shoehorn?
Shoehorn.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, looks good to me.
All right.
Looks good to me.
I have a really simple one.
Okay.
In the book that you gave us, the Secret of Cats book, there's one under rapport that's called Top Cat, +2 to rapport when persuading cats who see you as the leader. But it's not on this list. I was just wondering if it could be added, or if there was a reason why it was left out.
Sorry, what was it named again?
It's under rapport. It's Top Cat. It's on page 29.
29. Let's take a look here. Top Cat, +2 to rapport when persuading cats to see you as a leader. I probably just didn't do it because since there's no rapport skill. I'd be perfectly fine with just saying +2 when persuading cats to see you as a leader.
Cool.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I just I was wondering how I add that, like if there's a way I can add that, or I would know first if it was something that was left out for a reason or not.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, let me bring it up here. Okay, so just to clarify so that we don't have to talk about it later, under the skill for naming, there's the overcome, create advantage, attack, and defend. If you scroll down under naming stunts, which is a stunt, thus you have to take it as a stunt, harm is one of them. You don't get the stunts for free. So that's why I'm just clarifying to show that maybe you misread it, but they are stunts and you don't get the stunts for free.
Chad,
What up?
can you just quickly look at my character sheet, make sure I'm doing this right?
You got it, Pontiac. You are him. Okay, so far so good. 3, 2, 1, 1. Scrappa. Hey, yeah, look, seems to be good so far for me, yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, my character's pretty much done, so I got to AFK real quick to feed my cats, my actual cats.
Now feed the actual cats.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. You want to be able to take one thing I should note: if a magic skill or a magic stunt has an E beside it, You have to be trained basically in that magic skill. Like you have to have that magic type to take that. So if it's a warding magic stunt, then you need to make sure you have either core magic or additional magic type for warding. So that I will say for your, you took, is it naming? What's catwalk under? Oh, catwalk is under warding. Okay, you're fine. Oh yeah, because you whisper your true name, it is under warding. So you're good. Nope, you have just the right amount. It looks like you're basically done.
I'm kind of confused exactly how this shadow armor warding stunt functions.
Sure, shadow armor. You gather the surrounding shadows to armor your body, turning your fur black and blah, 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 all the stuff. Its power can reduce the physical stress transferred to you from an active ward or by absorb. It doesn't protect you against... you can use fight to attack spirits and vice versa. Reduces the physical... I feel like part of it was not copied over. I feel like it's missing something. 1 second. Look here. I feel like I'm missing a bit.
It's like gain armor equal to your warding for the rest of the scene. I don't know. Until your lowest mental consequence. I don't know what that means exactly.
You gather
physical stress transferred from an active ward or by absorb.
Yeah. Here we are. Gain oh, I didn't see that part. Okay. Gain armor equal to your warding for the rest of the scene. Okay. All right. So what it is you armor is you'll get an armor rating equal to, depending on whether you have just your core magic or like potent magic, which ups it to a +4. So you're either going to gain an armor of 2 or 4 as your armor rating. The way armor works is they're counted as automatic extra successes when defending yourself against like a physical attack.
Okay.
So if you say rolled a 3 to defend yourself, it's not for the defending. If they still manage to hit you, that's great, but you're considered to then have like say a 5 or a 7 for actually determining how many stresses they do or how many levels of stress they do to you.
Okay.
I think I figured mine out if you want to just give it a double check.
Sure.
I just chose a different skill instead.
Not a problem.
And I figured out where my confusion was.
Oh?
In the Secret Life of Cats book, you get 3 magic stunts for free on top of your 3 normal stunts.
Ah, yes. See, like I said, because we're not doing it in Fate Core, it's different.
Exactly. And that's why I said then I obviously misread something, so...
Yeah, that's why I said we're taking all stunts will cost you a stunt slot.
Okay.
Core project control, which is under that as well. Yeah, looks good.
Awesome. I figured I had to embrace Jude's chonkiness somehow, so that not skin and bones made perfect sense.
You got the chonk. Yeah.
And he can just hide things in his little pouches and his fat.
Yeah, I had to take not skin and bones as well, just because I'm a Scottish fold.
They tend to be a little
really
round.
See Scottish folds that are, yeah, little round water balloons.
Yeah. All right. I think we're almost all there. And I'm not rushing anyone. Like, I want you to be creative. Take your time. We're just kind of chilling, sitting. I was reading about, I don't know how to pronounce it, CR8DV8, Creativate? No. Anyways, I'm running a Secrets of Cats game. Been 2 years this autumn. Oh my. I find True Name doesn't come into play quite as often as it probably should. So I can see that. Yeah, that's why I didn't bother incorporating it. Right off the bat, because we've played Fate stuff before, and I didn't see a need for it. I didn't see it. I mean, I almost didn't even include the need for burdens, but I found a way to incorporate it that I think is going to be needed. But even then, True Name, I just don't see a need to use it as much. Yeah. Okay, so I know that Kathy's done. Bad Hair Gaming, you're... Oh, sorry, what's that?
I was just going to ask you to take a look at mine, because I in particular am, in
Yeah, sure.
dire need of verifying that I have done it correctly.
Not a problem. Give me one moment here. One moment here. You didn't use the template, did you? You took like the blank one. The blank one, did you? You must have, because you don't have any consequences or stress bars or anything.
Oh, well, I may have had mine set up before you did that.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's possible. Here, 1 second. I should be able to quickly put them in for you. Sheet setup. Accelerated consequences. We'll add your consequences. Stress. We're gonna add that. Oops. I am also adding. I'm giving everyone, which I will explain how it works when we go through the little brief thing, but I am giving everyone a 8 stress. Is this where the label goes for it?
Yes.
Nope. No, it's not.
Huh?
Is it? It's the icon, isn't it? Ah, there it is. There it is. There you go. All right, now you've got your stresses, and I think that's, yeah. Okay, now you should be good. Trouble. Yeah, there you go. You don't have to worry about true name. I guess you didn't see it, but
no, that's one of my aspects.
Perfect.
It's one of my free ones.
I mean, if you have it as an aspect, I'm going to try my best to sort of incorporate everyone's aspects at some point or another. So maybe we'll do something with that. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. For anyone watching wondering why my screen went blank for a second there, or why that part went blank, it's not that he's being secretive about his character so much as I think he just wanted to describe it when it first gets presented. So I was sort of hiding it there. So anyone watching's not going to see it until it's shown.
I already know.
You already know. That's so exciting, every breathing.
All right, now lick the microphone.
You guys are creepy as hell.
I'm not Amaranth. I'm not licking microphones.
Oh no, there was more than licking the microphone.
Oh, there was more than licking. She did it for like 6 hours.
No, she did it for like 10 hours the first day, and then came back like 12 hours later and did like another 6-hour stream of it.
But yet gained thousands of dollars.
I'd like to note though that the money that she raises doing that, she's putting towards like opening up a farm or something like that.
Wow.
And like taking care of animals and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Not expected.
She's doing a rescue farm.
There's a streamer known as Amaranth. She's known for like generally fairly hyper-sexualized content. She's got the tatas and stuff for it. She just spent like 16 hours licking a microphone the one day. What was it, like 16,000 people were watching her, and she gained like thousands and thousands of dollars doing it.
She's also wearing hot pants.
Yeah, just licking a microphone, just like suggestively.
She's showing off the goods while doing it.
If I had the goods to show off while doing it, I would do that. I would 100%. I do not blame her for doing that. She's making money doing something. Fucking give her. Like, it sucks to the community, and because like Twitch is not meant for that. Because Twitch, I mean, it's got a lot of kiddies in the platform and stuff like that. But I mean, society is society, right? Like, if you can make it doing something, as long as you're not like directly hurting somebody, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just a quick question: has anyone else had problems filling out the bio area? Because I just wrote in a bio and it didn't save, and now it's gone.
Did you hit the save button?
I did.
Maybe it's got a word limit.
It shouldn't. Who are you again?
Also, it
No.
wasn't that long. Like even, yeah.
I copy pasted mine in, and I didn't click the save button, and it just stayed.
Yeah, that's weird.
Just saying.
I'm still like learning whose is who. I don't know. Maybe the bio is a little funky or something. I haven't actually used that bit myself. Shoehorn, you have 2 stress tracks. I don't think that's right. I'm going to delete one of them.
Yeah, I didn't understand that, but I wondered if there was...
And what we're going to do is, in the intro, I'm going to sort of explain a little bit how fate works, because I think 3 of you have dabbled in fate, but not to like the nth degree. But like some of you have like a rough idea, and then some of you have never played fate before, which is fine.
Read the book, never actually got to play.
To summarize it, to make it easier for you as well, you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, there's a little icon that looks sort of like a book with a dot over it. I think it's supposed to be like a person reading a book. If you click on that, we have some easy to reference points on how some things work. The main thing you need to know is the golden and silver rule. Really, if you know nothing else, at least read the golden and silver rule. So I'm going to state them out loud here for those that are readingly challenged at the moment. The golden rule is decide what you're trying to accomplish first, and addendum also what your main goal is. Then consult the rules to help you do it. So when explaining what you're doing, state what you were doing as a narrative explanation and what goal you're hoping to accomplish. Then the GM will guide you towards what type of role you should probably make. You can, of course, discuss with the GM if you think it should fall under a different type of role. A great way to describe your actions while still leaving it open-ended for circumstances is, my character tries to achieve goal by doing narrated action and ... Because then we determine if it's successful or not. Screw off, Epic Games. What is with your pop-ups today? And then the silver rule is never let the rules get in the way of what makes narrative sense. The rules are secondary to a good story and fate. So if the group agrees that something maybe should just happen, despite the rules saying otherwise, let it happen.
I like those rules.
If you know nothing else, those are the two rules you need to know. Those are like legit rules in the system. It's basically the rule of cool is the rule you need. That's the important bit.
I just say things and then you randomly sometimes tell me to roll dice. I like that.
And although you haven't played Fate before, watching Misfits and Magic, for example, you're going to already have a leg up due to the fact that it's going to run very similarly. They described what they wanted to do, and then Abria would be like, okay, I want you to do this for me at this level and stuff like this.
Yeah. So
that's super straightforward. It's going to be very easy to figure out and run from this point on. All right. I believe that's everyone done, correct?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so we're going to go over a couple of real basics about rolling, and then we're going to get into a bit of an intro for everybody. I didn't figure character creation would take that long because, I mean, it's Fate. It really doesn't, especially when it's a mixture of accelerated and condensed, which is what we're doing. So, actions, of course, as I said, follow the golden rule. When we do start getting to the mechanicals of it, actions basically fall into one of four categories. You're attacking, defending, which are pretty self-explanatory. That's attempting to inflict stress or attempting to defend yourself from something that inflicts stress. And I would like to note that stress does not mean your health. There's no health system in Fate. Stress is how much impact you have left on the scene. The closest thing to health would be consequences, which might be injuries or circumstances you have to deal with. Then there's overcome. I think residual rows, I think we're getting feedback again.
Sorry.
No worries. There's overcome, where that's basically like, think of it like, a skill check to do something, where you're attempting to bypass a block or obstacle that's preventing you from what you want to achieve. And a real big one, create an advantage. This is where you want to set your friends up for greater success, or yourself. You can create aspects. You can upgrade boosts into an aspect. I'll explain what all this is as we play. Get extra free invokes on aspects, things like this. Aspects are basically descriptive sentences about your character, the scene, the circumstance, the story, what have you. I think the best way for us to figure this out, instead of throwing all of this at you, is to learn as we play. And those few that kind of understand how it works will help the others, and we'll all help each other as we go.
Never drown.
Never. Then one of the neat things about fate is, if you want to succeed, you may always succeed, even if you failed. You can choose, like, say you roll a 1, or it's possible. Say you rolled a -2 and you needed like a 5. You can still succeed if you want. You can say, I would like to succeed at a major cost. And you'll get to succeed at your task, but I get to choose what that cost is. So you can always succeed, but there might be a price. So I'm letting you know now. You've got that option. And we can always be creative with what that price is going to be. We'll get into invoking aspects and everything as we go. Basically just the descriptive terms on your characters, or on the scene, or in the story and whatnot, are all very important. I've got one I can show you here. If you look on... Oh, here, I can actually just do show to all players. This is the Fate aspect tracker. Now, I've got some hidden ones here you're not seeing, but right now you should only see one. It's We Are Just Cats. It's a story aspect.
Oh.
That's just like the aspects on your character, like your high concept, your trouble, things like this. There will be other aspects that you can invoke. Basically, when you invoke an aspect, you spend a fate point, describe to me why that aspect is important to what you're doing, and then if you invoke the aspect, you can do mainly one of two things. You can either add a +2 to your roll, or you can re-roll the dice. Don't worry, you'll get it as we go. It sounds more complicated than it is. Honestly, it really comes down to, you roll the dice, you add your modifier. If you want to modify it more, you can say, well, this descriptive term would apply to this, and you spend a point and you apply to it. So it's pretty easy. So what I'm going to do, I believe everyone is at the ready. Yes, is anyone not ready?
I'm ready. Oh, sorry, We Are Just Cats?
Sorry, what's that?
Oh, the tracker in front of me.
Yeah, that's a story aspect.
Okay.
So that's global. It will follow you from scene to scene. It is an aspect every single one of you can invoke if you wanted to. More of them will pop up as the story progresses. Certain scenes may have aspects that are specific to that scene. Like if you're in a building on fire, then there may be a scene aspect called a building on fire. If you can find a way to use that, awesome. And there will be certain temporary aspects that'll be thrown on you. Like if you yourself are lit on fire, then an aspect may pop up that's tied to you, that says you're on fire. That's something I can use against you.
Yeah.
Which will be super fun.
I mean, I prefer not to be on fire.
Well, you don't get a say in that. I'm the GM. You're on fire.
If I'm on fire in a fight, I'm gonna use it.
That's fair.
You could. If you find a creative way to use something like I'm on fire to your own benefit, fucking A. I mean, flaming cats are scary. I would fucking run from a flaming cat rushing me. Whatever. We'll save the story for next time. I want to hear that, though. I really do want to hear that. If there's a story about no, maybe I don't. Okay. So no one is not good, right? Like everyone is good.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm all good.
All right. So we're going to begin our story then. We're going to zoom out a little bit because here we are on planet Earth, the world where you're cats, and you play with your toy mice, you eat your wonderful wet food, and you protect your burdens from the eldritch horrors that live beneath the earth, that come from space, that threaten very world itself and your sanity. The eldritch horrors that are of a magical and supernatural nature. Not that your burdens, the humans under your protection, would ever know this. So this is where we zoom in on the planet Earth, and the first person, or the first cat that we go to, let me switch the thing on the stream. Boblin, where on Earth are we zooming in as we focus on Boblin?
We are zooming in on a small suburban neighborhood just outside of St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay,
so we zoom in to the United States, zooming in further until we hit to Minnesota. And when we get to this nice suburb area, Boblin, what would Boblin be doing, say, in the middle of the day, just hanging around the neighborhood or in your house, depending?
Well, since his burden thankfully isn't home usually during the middle of the day, Boblin probably has a number of astrology books spread open in front of them with a number of what the humans would recognize as power crystals and power crystal pyramids spread around. But of course, for Boblin, these things actually work.
And these little books that you have, are they written in the cat scratches, or do you have the stunt where you can actually read human writing?
Boblin can actually read human writing.
Oh, you're one of those cats. Okay. All right.
Yes.
And you described that your burden is not at home at the moment.
No, my burden is currently not home at the moment. As it is a Thursday, he's pretty sure at something she calls hot yoga.
Okay.
He has no idea what it is other than that she smells horribly of patchouli oil when she comes home, which he does not enjoy.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so you're there. You've got your crystals out. You're divining and reading into the books that you have around you. When you hear a thud on the side of the windowsill, something hit it hard enough that there's even a slight crack in the corner of the window.
Well, with that, Boblin will quickly close all the books and scatter them around near the shelf to make it look like, he Boblined them. And then he will absentmindedly reach up and scratch the white patch on the middle of his nose. And then he'll reach down and carefully pull the bit of stickiness that he has on his collar camera off.
Okay.
And then he'll go check it out because, he has to check it out. He can't leave it.
Oh yeah, cat's got to check out his territory. Well, so spreading these books around to look like that you Boblined it, as you say. Boblin goes, leaves the mess so that it's easier to deal in case one of the big ape burdens is somehow looking inside or whatnot. When you go to the window to check it out, doing so, you see in the corner of the window a cardinal. Its neck broken, is lying beside the window itself. But the thing that's most peculiar about it is the white symbol on its chest. This is definitely not something in your fairly knowledgeable nature you've ever seen before, cardinal with this symbol. However, you have heard of this. Your forebearers, your great grand cats before you, maybe not by birth per se, but ones that you have dealt with before, maybe through the windows, yowling in the middle of the night around 3 a.m. have told you tales of this, and this is the summoning cardinal. This symbol tells you that you have been summoned before the Grand Parliament, deep beneath the Vatican. And that you, and if you can, possibly your burdens, should travel to Vatican City. Something is up. This is not something to be taken lightly.
All right. Well, Boblin will sigh. Of course. Always call it the weirdest times. He'll trundle off over to the laptop that is open and asleep from where his burden was making her most recent purchases.
Okay.
Upon waking it up by batting the mouse around, he sees that she has ordered him a kitty condo duplex. Oh, not one of those again. But he's gonna navigate to a different page because he can read.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what the human script says. He is going to because his burden is not, she's bright but not terribly savvy. She leaves her information on the computer.
Okay.
Because only Boblin's home during the day. So he's going to book them a flight to the Vatican City.
Yeah, perfect. You close the site. You see that even though it's same day shipping, it looks like it's coming from one of those like shady Chinese sellers for the condo anyway. So it probably won't be here for months. So you close it, not worrying about it, and you bring up the site, and sure enough, she's got her credit card information auto saved for fill out thanks to her Google services, and the key, the 3-number key on the back of her card to type in, and you're able to book things as need be for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And while he's there, he is going to make it seem like it's her idea and she just forgot about it. He's going to go to another site for a local boutique and order himself 3 new outfits of the most horrible, gaudy nature, one of them being a miniature Pope outfit.
Wow.
And he knows she's gonna put him in that, and he hates the very idea of it, but he knows that will make her think that this was all her idea.
Okay. We're gonna make this the first roll of the campaign because I to set this up. She's a burden. They're all dumb, right? But at the same time, some of them have at least basic reasoning skills. At least some of your scholars say. So
yes,
you're going to assume that you still have to have a bit of good trickery here. So I would like you to make a roll. I'm thinking clever probably makes sense because you're being kind of crafty with this. So and we're going to make this I didn't put the ladder in there. I'm going to say that it is surprising her a bit, like to forget an entire vacation. We're going to make this a 4. I'm going to start with a 4. It's not going to be the easiest, but not the hardest either.
Okay. So what do I need to do to do this? I hit the fate dice button.
You don't even need to, if you go on your character sheet and just click on clever. Okay, so you've got a plus, you've got a +3, so you've rolled a 1 because you rolled 2 minuses. That was really, really bad. So you've rolled a 1. So at the moment, you're not doing so good. You're trying your best. You're having a hard time getting the right costumes. You're not sure if it's the type of thing she'd actually order. Is there an aspect that you think you could invoke if you were to spend a fate point that would help you out?
Wes, your mic.
You might have to set yourself to push to talk.
Yeah, that's a good question. You
Now,
know what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. I can use my trouble because that's an aspect, right?
Yes. Every single one of those are aspects. Absolutely. And then once we
Okay.
have more scene aspects, you'll be able to do stuff with those.
Okay, and you said that the cardinal had left a crack in the window, right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, so Collard, because I'm constantly, have this collar on, and it's gaudy as all hell, and it's got a camera in it, and he's pretty sure it's even got a tracking microchip in it, but he can't really prove that because he doesn't entirely understand that aspect. 'Cause
Okay.
there's no words on it.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use my myself to. I want to break the window. I want to break the window all the way and end up outside, because that should, if my burden has all her things set up the way he's pretty sure she does, it will send her an alert at her hot yoga.
Okay.
And then she'll return home and she'll be so flustered and worried about Boblin that it may fluster her enough that it muddles her brain just enough because she's worried, and he knows that especially his burden gets very particular when he's been threatened.
Okay.
Or
So
she thinks he's hurt.
which aspect are you invoking?
I'm invoking my trouble, collared and blinged.
Collared and blinged. So the fact that you're collared and blinged, you're all gussied up, and that for a reason, of course, we should be able to sort of help you sell it. So yeah, I'm good with that. So you spend a fate point, and you get a choice of either a +2 to your roll, which is not going to be enough, or you can just re-roll.
I'm just going to re-roll.
And you know what? That was a pretty good explanation. I am going to lower the difficulty to a 3.
Okay. And the monkey pushes the button. Really?
Wow. Okay. So with that, basically she rushes, you break the thing, she rushes home. It looks like she's from the hot yoga, so she's covered in oil. She's got a workout mat underneath her arm. She rushes in the door going, oh my baby, oh she like picks you up, stretches you around looking for cuts and whatnot, and she's so flustered at the moment that she actually just she goes to put you into the bedroom to keep you away from the glass. You see her closing the laptop, ignoring it for the moment. So it does not seem to have done anything to convince her. She doesn't even look at it. She just ignores that you've booked a flight for like the next day, the next morning. What do you think you could do? She's carrying you to the bedroom at this point. It looks like she's about to lock you in the bedroom. Oh, honey, dearie, who would have done this to you? Oh gosh.
I'm gonna meow, like a really strange meow. And then I'm going to, as she enters the room, I'm gonna tear ass around on top of the bed, which is not normal behavior for a boblin. I'm gonna tear ass around on top of the bed, and I'm gonna try and make the sheets look like a cross.
Okay. So you're creating some sort of like holy portent with this. I'm going to say this is a flashy roll. Because you're trying to like impress something here. So flashy would definitely be. And we're going to say I'm going to make this one a 3.
Okay. All right, flashy. All right.
Your rolls.
And it is official that I would like to succeed.
Okay, so you're going to succeed at a cost.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Once again, this is the beauty of fate. The fact that you can be like, all right, I'm going to succeed. It's just going to suck. So with that, you tear around on the bed, and at first she ignores it. She's like, Boblin, no, what are you my bed? What are you doing? But as she picks up, you've not only, you're succeeding at a cost, so I'm gonna like super give it to you. You've not only somehow managed to scratch a holy cross into the sheets of the bed, but there's like almost like an outline of like the Virgin Mary around it as well, or something. And yeah, she looks down to it and she's like, Boblin, what have you done? And she herself, she definitely seems not exactly devout into the strange burden beliefs that you've read about. She does wear a little golden cross. You know, she at least pays it some lip service and was probably raised within it herself. And something about this does strike her. And she's like, oh yes, what is going on here? And she like still hugging you tightly, just sort of sits down and goes, I don't understand that. Boblin, how did you? And she opens her laptop as if she wants to look something up, as if there magically as a portent, all the details of a trip that she'd forgotten she had made, a trip to the Vatican. She's like, how did you know? Oh, this is amazing. Oh my gosh. Jesus, are you in there? And she's like looking you deeply in the eyes. Speak to me if you are. Oh my lord. We mustn't let anything happen to you. Oh, this was a close call today. So as a result, she has decided, normally she's very open, like you're a very well-trained cat. She probably just brings you around in a harness and things like this, but now she feels overprotective over you. She like burrito wraps, swaddles you in a blanket and puts you in a carrier that you haven't seen in much time. And for the first time in a very long time, you actually feel contained. For your initial trip to the Vatican, you have a feeling there's going to be some escape artistry that might be needed once you get there, because she's up for this challenge, or she's up for this trip, but she's worried about you. She wants to make sure that you are contained, but nevertheless, you will succeed and you are on your way to the Vatican.
It's a good thing Rome is known as the city of cats.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. Okay, so with her cleaning up the glass and you being burrito wrapped for who knows how many days now, we're going to zoom out back to the globe. Oh, sorry. Is there anything else you'd like to say first?
Before we zoom away, you should really show what Boblin looks like so that everyone can understand how annoyed Boblin is.
Right. Everyone in the stream was seeing it, but I guess the other players would like to see it as well.
Oh my.
There's Boblin the Goblin.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
I'm sorry, I should have showed that right away. But that is the grumpy little Gus that was doing the reading and the things like this. Yes, that is what is now just sitting there, burrito wrapped in a carrier, just. So with that, we are going to zoom out. We're going to pull away from Minnesota, and we are going to head to more static sounds from Residual Rose.
Oh, god damn it. Seriously?
Yeah, you gotta go push to talk, dude. Okay. And we are gonna head to Dartmouth von Twinkletits. Dartmouth, where in the world are you residing?
That's Don Julio to you, sir.
Don Julio. So I thought your normal burden name was Dartmouth.
Burden name is Dartmouth von Twinkletits, but when he's out of the house, he's Don Julio, and I think you would find him in the alleys of Toronto, close to the downtown core, close to home, but still far enough away that he can kind of rule the roost and not have to worry about running into his burdens. I'd say he and his sister are probably just hanging out. He's got maybe some smaller cats feeding him some kind of meat treats.
Okay.
While his sister like berates another group of cats for not doing a job properly.
Okay, so you've got a little kitty gang kind of going underneath you at the moment.
Yeah.
And you say you're just kind of wandering the streets?
Yeah, they're probably like in an alleyway, just like hanging out, like maybe have like using like some homeless dude's box to just chill out while he's out and about.
Okay. All right. And it's Thursday. It's late afternoon. Let's say it is like very early September. Like you've still got the warmth of the summer months not fully fading yet. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's actually a fairly comfortable temperature. And you are going through the mean streets of Toronto, which is almost a dirty backwards saying sometimes, but I've been there. There are mean streets. And you're going through the back alleyways. What have you chosen as your burdens? Describe your burdens to me and where they might be right now.
My burdens are Papa Smoke and Lady L. Papa Smoke is always at home. He doesn't leave the house. People come to him for things that they need. As far as the Don knows, he's probably like an herbalist or something like that, because he's always working with plants, and giving people plants. And the lady of the house is probably out with friends.
Okay. All right. So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
They're very much they're not worried about the cats being outdoor cats, so they've got just the cat door, and when they come, they make sure that food's filled for when they come in.
Okay, so you have a very open run to leave or show up as you wish, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming being in the core of Toronto, it's probably some sort of like a lower apartment building or apartment that they're in, that's your main home.
Yeah, more than likely. Probably like real close to Kensington Market.
Okay.
Like real close to Chinatown.
All right. So you got a nice wide variety, and there's plenty of strays around, that's for sure. But a plethora of food in the area that you're able to scavenge. So you're there. You're on what I would like to describe as almost like a makeshift throne. It's this like collapsed cardboard box that just has like a couple like newspapers padding on either side. Your extra little bit of chunk is kind of like sunk it down a little bit. As you're taking what's it called when a king like takes assembly before when people come to meet him? I forget.
Audience.
Audience. You're taking audience to some of the other cats sort of below you in the pecking order in the area. A small kitten actually limps up to you, one of its paws sort of curled in like it's hurt. It's using a bit of a twig, almost like a crutch. And the kid actually comes up to you and it like spits like a couple of like bottle caps and paper clips at your feet, going, this is like the only thing I could find around here. I don't have much of a tribute for you today, sir.
Well, how am I supposed to eat this?
I couldn't find any food. It's hard for me to jump up. I'm just a little guy, and my leg is hurt.
He'll like kind of like edge off the throne and like saunter over to this poor boy.
You get off the throne, and not only does the box raise up a little bit, but then you hear a sigh of relief, because in order to firm the box, because it was too squishy, you actually had another cat laying under it. So that there's orange tabby that comes out going.
Did I tell you to leave the box?
No, sorry. Gets back in.
He like saunters over to this boy and he pats his belly and he goes, "Are you sure your payment's not in there? Maybe I should cut it out of you."
I promise you. No one's hit up the burger joint yet. The one down the street. The new one. Jack something or other.
Well, I tell you what, maybe you head over to Jack there and maybe you get something for me real quick. Or maybe you don't come back.
Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. And the kitten is so flustered that it actually forgets that it was limping with a stick, drops it, and very capably on all fours scampers away, obviously unhurt.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Another cat comes up, and this is one of the guys that you've used as like one of your thugs before. He's kind of transient. Sometimes he works for you, sometimes he just kind of like forgets what he's doing and doesn't work for you, but not for any malicious reason. And he comes up to you and he's like, "Oh, hey there, how's it going, boss?"
"Oh, Lou, how you doing?"
"Oh, it's it's going pretty good. Just trying to get like all sorts of like leavings and stuff for you. I know I missed the like last couple of times that I was supposed to give you offerings. I just kind of like forgot it was Thursday, hopefully that's okay."
Lou, for most cats around here, I'd be pretty mad about that. But for you, I think we can make an exception. How about you owe me a favor?
"Oh, a favor? Oh, I got like no problems owing you a favor, boss. So it's anytime, bud."
Well, then be on your merry way.
"Oh, well, I do have an offering for you today, actually. It was just flying this way, and I think it was heading towards you anyways. But I was able to catch it for you." And he spits down this cardinal at your feet. Now, when the cardinal first drops, everyone's kind of appreciative. Cardinal's a nice catch until it flops on its back with its wings open and this white pattern appears on its front, and you hear all the other cats go.
Like, anybody touches this bird and I'm gonna make a coat out of them. Move. And he's gonna hiss to Wilhelmina, to his right paw, his sister, to have her come over. We'll say, "Hey, Wilhelmina, what do you make of this?"
"I'm not too sure. I think it's meant for you. Seems to have kind of yellow scratches on the bottom there."
Okay, would I know what this means? That it has? Does it have any kind of symbolism to it for me?
You would. In a way, it's always seemed like rumor. You've never heard of this actually happening, but it is one of those stories passed down. Like, it's almost like a Canadian suddenly receiving a summons from the Queen of England. Like, that's not something that happens, right? But I guess it could happen.
I see. All right, everybody's free to leave. Get out of here, Wilhelmina. We need to talk.
Yeah.
I think this might be serious, and I might need to handle this.
And you do see below, like, the symbol that just shows it's to be summons. It is a mark that's. There's always, every cat sort of has a peculiar scratch mark. It's almost like your signature. And you do see below the symbol is your scratch mark, yours alone.
That's bizarre. I'd never seen that happen before.
I guess it's not for me, it's for you.
I didn't sign it.
Well, it's in the same white as the symbol. I imagine they call on you.
Who is they?
Well, I mean, what has it is the Vatican. It's the head honchos. They say that above the parliaments, there's another parliament, a parliament above the parliaments, parliament of the parliaments, the parliaments, if you will, the parliamentary parliaments of parliaments.
All right. That's enough parliamentary stuff. All right. I'm gonna need you to handle things then while I figure out, I guess, how to get to the Vatican.
You got it, bro.
Make sure to bring the decoy so they don't think I'm gone.
Yeah. And she goes, and it's just like it looks like it was a black and white, probably a stuffed dog originally, but it's been modified to look more like a cat. And like some of the stuffing's kind of coming out the side and whatnot, but it's got like duct tape over it. But it's to the non-discernible eye from a distance, it could be you. It definitely could be you.
Yeah, that'll do it. All right. You like gives her like a lick on the forehead and goes, all right, get out of here, you scamp. And then he like kicks the box that was his throne and goes, all right, you can go home too now. It's vacation for you, but double time when I get back.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Always good to breathe.
And I think he's... Oh.
I was gonna say, your sister would look at you and go, you taking the luggage with you? And she's like sort of pointing in the direction of like where your burdens live.
I mean, airport's close enough. I'm sure I can sneak on.
Yeah, I'll watch him.
All right.
No worries, I'll watch him.
Yeah, good looking out. All right, now get out of here. I'm always sad to see to not be around you. Go.
Right, yeah. Okay.
I think he would he'd wait for the the tram to come through and sneak on, or try to sneak on.
All right, so what we're gonna do is so for sneaking, we're not gonna do this in stages. This will be for you, just like doing your general sneakiness to get through public transit and onto the plane. I'm assuming you're heading to like Pearson Airport or something, and just seeing if you can make it to at least around there, get your connecting flights, stuff like that. So we're going to start with it's sneaky, isn't it? Yes, sneaky. I'm gonna say it's probably sneaky since you are trying to sneak aboard quietly, Don Julio. We are going to say, now you're a small cat, busy place, Toronto. They aren't paying attention to much of anything. I'm gonna say this is a 2. You're trying to hit a 2.
Perfect. 2 sneaky.
You guys, you can roll pluses. You know that, right?
We're allowed to?
You're allowed to roll pluses. You don't just have to roll blanks and minuses. I'm just saying.
So is that I mean, I see that it's just the minus.
So you got a +1 in total. The bottom number is your total. Because basically you rolled 0, 0, 0, -1, and you had a +1 skill. So it ended up netting you +0. You rolled 0.
Okay.
So at the moment, you go to sneak aboard the tram in order to head towards the airport when a little kid notices you sneaking aboard. And he's just about to say, "Oh, mommy, look! Oh, there's a kitty coming aboard the tram, mommy." And it looks like a couple like foreigners, like tourists or something, coming to Canada, happy to be in Canada's capital of Toronto, that type of thing. And someone had it. They're noticing you. Would you like to do anything about this? Is there maybe an aspect you'd like to invoke to try and either do a reroll or try to add on to this?
The kid has already alerted people to my presence?
No, it looks like the kid is just noticing you and about to point you out. None of the adults have paid attention to the kid yet.
I'm going to pull a cat toy from out of nowhere and try and give it to him.
Okay. All right. Is there an aspect for the first roll? Is there an aspect you think would tie in to try and help this? If it's going to end up being a second roll, then we're probably going to say that the first one failed, and he'll have at least alerted somebody.
I think, well, kids are easily distracted, so maybe clever.
Okay. Well, clever is one of your approaches. The aspects would be like your high concept, trouble-free aspects, stuff like that. However, I will give it that one of the kids' aspects, which would probably be true, especially of the burdens, is that they are gullible, easily manipulated, that type of thing. So I'm going to let you do what's called a hostile invoke. Okay. Or sorry, you can actually do what's called a hostile compel instead. So what I'll let you do, if you want, you can spend a fate point to give yourself either a reroll, a +2 to the roll, or you can do what's called a compel, which is where you actually use one of his you spend a fate point and you guide his actions to be completely different, ignoring the roll whatsoever, because you're compelling him to do something. Now, there's one difference between just adding onto your roll and doing the compel. If you just add onto your roll, you spend the fate point, you get to do the +2 or the reroll, whatever, you're good. If you do the compel, where you're guiding his actions, because he's gullible, he's just going to fall for it, you spend the fate point, but the fate point goes to my pool as the GM that I get to spend to fuck with you guys.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Yeah, I'll spend the fate point.
Okay, but is it to add on to your roll, or to compel him to act on his nature?
Compel him to act on his nature.
Okay, so with that, you get your little, you said it was a squeaky toy or something?
Yeah, like a little squeaky, like a squeaky mouse.
All right, okay, so you get a little squeaky toy out, and actually, I'm going to be smart about this, GM. 8. I should really do one that is for me, so you guys, so I can remember it. Okay, so I'm starting to accrue some points myself now. This is gonna be fun. So with that, you pull the little toy out, and the kid was about to say something, and you like toss a toy at it, and the kid's like squeaks it and starts playing, and Mommy, there's a kitty, and she like looks down at the toy, and she's like, no dearie, that's not a kitty, that's I don't know what that is, dirty, don't pick that off the floor, and she smacks it out of his hand. So, come over here, and she like puts him on the other side of her.
Beautiful. I will pick up and stash the toy again in my pocket folds.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because you got the mysterious pockets.
Now you did mention you mentioned travelers. Would they maybe have some bigger bags that I could like hide amongst, so as not to be spotted?
Sure. I would say there's a scene aspect right now of luggage everywhere. Here, let me put that in here. Let me it's just a temporary. Let's say luggage everywhere. I will tag this as a scene aspect. Okay, so it's in the aspect list. So I've got luggage everywhere, which is another aspect you can invoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you do another sneaky roll.
Okay.
And we're going to say it's a 2 again. But now at least there is an aspect, because I'm going to say you've made it to the airport. Now you're just trying to sneak on the plane. But thankfully there is chaos and luggage everywhere. I'm going to edit it. I'm actually going to say chaos and luggage.
All right.
So go ahead and roll sneaky, and then depending on how you do, we'll modify it as need be.
All right, sneak A. Let's go. Let's do this. Oh, that's much better.
Oh, there you go. Finally a good roll from you guys. Okay, not a problem. Darting from baggage to baggage, going underneath people's feet, the burdens, the big clumsy apes, not even really noticing you going through the airport. Of course there's the airport guards scanning everyone, allowing ugly old men to go through until they hit the hot young woman, in which be like, oh, we need to do a strip search, hold on. but nevertheless allowing you to just go through, like, completely not noticing that you're there. And you do manage to, you can't read the signs per se, but you do hear over the PA system the appropriate flight for where you'd want to go, and you manage to sneak in. And that was a pretty good roll, so I'm going to say you're not even stuck in the baggage compartment per se. You can basically be anywhere on the plane that you want, and they're just not going to notice you for the entirety of the flight.
I think he hangs out in like first class, like right at the front of the plane. He smells like the good things, like people got caviar, stuff like that. That smells like the best kind of fish.
All right. Yeah, okay, perfect. And people will just, if someone does see you from this point on, they just kind of assume that you're someone else's pet and that they were just like someone paid enough money that they could just have you up front. But everyone assumes the same thing of everyone else at this point, so they just no one pays attention to you. And awesome. I'm assuming you're being fairly well behaved.
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else, or shall I zoom out to the next one?
I think, yeah. I mean, he's just chilling, enjoying the flight, the lavish life. Somebody may drop something on the floor, and he'll just kind of like sweep it and eat it when they're not noticing.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Moving on. We're now on Fitz, the legend, the large orange Maine Coon. Now we will do our best to make you heard here. I'll turn up my gain so that you can be heard. And feel free. You might not want us talking there because they're going to hear you twice.
Oh, okay.
But they'll be able to hear you fine through here because I do have the gain turned up.
Okay. I am a Maine Coon cat. I'm about 20 pounds.
Oh my. And where in the world are we zooming into as we zoom into your residence or where you currently are?
I live with my burden in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Where the corn grows as high as an elephant's eye.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Place. And she's retired. She's very anxious. I'm her security animal.
Okay.
So where she goes, I go. Because if she gets anxious, she needs to groom me.
Okay.
So I'm an indoor cat. And she opens the window, but leaves the fly screen in place so that I can watch the birds and the squirrels and the rabbits, but I can't get out.
Okay.
What else do you need to know?
Well, so where is she right now? Where is your burden right now, and what are you doing?
Right now she's flipping through the retired teachers' newspaper where they have trips going to different places.
Okay.
She can go to the Caribbean. She can go to the Middle East. She can go to Africa. She can go to Italy. She can go to the Norwegian fjords. Fjords?
Yep, fjords.
Okay. And she's just thinking about that.
Okay, so she's there in the chair and she's like, "Oh, Fitzy. Oh, I do say there's all sorts of places we could go. What is it? Let's go someplace interesting. What's this? Uzbekistan? I don't know of that country."
I'm going to jump into her lap.
Oh, you're such a big kid here. Oh, Fitzy.
But, well, I'll move over a little bit so that I'm not squishing her. And I'm going to put my paw very carefully on her face.
Always near the mouth. Mom. Fitzy, it's not time to eat. It's not time at the moment. And at that point, you hear a knock on the front door of the house. Oh, just a minute, Fitzy. Just a moment. And I just need to get this. Other people are staying nearby, though.
Yeah, I'll come to her.
She goes up to the door, and you actually hear her, she goes up to the door, takes the doorknob, but doesn't open it right away. You hear she stands there for a second going, "You can do this." Okay.
I'm going to rub my whole body against her leg.
Oh, well, thank you, Fitzy.
And I'm going to purr very loudly.
Oh, now back, darling. Back. I don't want you getting out. And she opens up the Pining for fjords. She opens up the door and looks around, but there's no one there. Oh, someone playing Nicky Nine Doors or something here. Ding dong ditch. What is going on? And she looks around, but she doesn't see anything, not noticing the dead cardinal laying right in front of the door, just a little bit off to the side. Laying with its wings spread open and a bright white patch with your scratchings below it, below. And you yourself are not a young cat. You know what this means. You've heard the rumors, and you might never witness it yourself, but you know. Oh,
I know.
So what are you doing at the moment?
Well, I'm rubbing up against her legs and walking away back to the chair.
Yeah, I guess so. Mean kids. Oh, this is a gated community. They shouldn't be in here. Closes the door. The HOA will be alerted of this. She goes and sits down again, looking at her magazine. It's like 6 years out of date on travel information. It's like the newest copy she had around, but she didn't feel like going to the store to get anything newer. She does have a computer sitting in the corner of the room gathering dust. It's something her like grandkids got her, but she turns it on maybe once a month or two to check her emails when she remembers how.
I put my paw very firmly on the trip to Italy.
Okay, so you're just trying to sort of guide her towards looking there for the trip to Italy. Let's see here. Bringing up.
Takes in Rome, Florence, and Naples. Maybe a side trip to Capri.
Okay, so you're like casually sort of tracing around the fact, like where she could be going and the fact that she could be experiencing all these things. I'm going to say that would be a clever roll, because you are trying to be sort of clever about this. Just subtly guiding her. So if you bring up your character sheet, you can just click on clever. Oh, it rolled twice, but you rolled the same thing, so that's cool. I was gonna say it's a 2 because she's fairly easily guided, but you didn't quite make it yet. You have rolled a 0. So at the moment, she first starts to just pick your paw up, going, "Oh, Fitzy, out of the way! I'm trying to read right now." Now let's see. Is there an aspect that we think a part of your character that we could invoke in this situation? I can make a suggestion for you. I think the kindly retired anxious elder lady Millicent, you can probably invoke that due to the fact that being as anxious as she is, she's used to sort of going along with what Kitty wants. So you could invoke that. Yeah, so you could invoke that if you want. I was saying you only needed 2, so you could invoke that just to add a +2 to the roll and you would make it. Or you can choose to just succeed, but at a major cost.
I'll invoke.
You'll invoke? Okay. So you're going to spend 1 fate point. So you see at the top it says 3 out of 3. You can change that to 2 out of 3. And we're just going to add 2, which means you're going to succeed.
Oh, I just changed it to 23.
Or 23, you can cheat, that's fine. And with that, she goes, "Well, oh, Fitzy. Oh, well, you might have stumbled across something quite nice. I've never been to Italy before. Looks like a lot of things there. And the Vatican. Oh, that's nice. Oh, and she is the type that she's got like a cross on the wall. She wears a cross. Like she doesn't go to church every Sunday per se, because sometimes leaving the house is a bit much.
Methodist.
Oh, she does. Okay, all right. So she's always on that, and she's like, I would love to see where he lives. Okay, or where they are. I'd love to see what they do. Yeah. Oh, Fitzy, let's do this. Okay, all right, Fitzy. It's let's go get all of your shots and all of your prep work and buy you a new cage and get everything that you need. Oh, last time we went, you needed like 15 shots.
Oh, well, my shots are all up to date. And the only thing she needs is the traveling papers from the vet saying that I'm a healthy cat. I've had all my shots. And she needs the proper carrying case to take me onto the plane with her.
Okay.
Because I am a security cat.
Okay, so we can deal with this one of two ways. Either you can do a roll to show these documents to her, because she probably has them laying around somewhere or something. Or you can say that you just want to declare this as a story detail, because you players actually have the ability to be a DM as well, kind of. You can declare a story detail, you spend another fate point, and you can just declare that, yeah, this has happened.
This is a thing.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and spend another fate point. You declare a story detail saying, I've gotten all my shots. And she's like, she takes a second and she goes, oh, yes. Oh, never mind. According to this, you don't need any shots. Oh, it's been under 10 years since we went. And oh, yeah, you should be fine. Okay, Fitzy, time to go.
To 1 point.
What's that?
I'm now down to 1 point.
That is correct, yes. Okay. Yes. But as we do things, you'll be getting more points. Do not worry about that. So yes, with that, you're all set up. She's got a good carrier for you already. She's got all your paperwork and everything at the ready for you. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or declare before we move on?
Well, she's very good about packing food.
Lots of snacks. As much as, probably so many that she's not going to be allowed to take them on the plane anyways.
And my toys. And
your toys. She's got a second suitcase that she's paid for the extra luggage for, like one of the little carry-ons. Maybe she's got an extra carry-on just for toys for you.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, great. I'm gonna turn my gain back down.
And my brush.
And your brush. Gotta have the brush. All right. With that, we zoom back out. Moving along. Oh, I'm sorry. I should be showing pictures of the cats as we're going along. I apologize for that. Don Julio, aka Dartmouth Von Twinkletits, is this cat. Then we dealt with Fitz. I've been showing it on stream, but I forgot. I mean, you guys are being good players and not stream sniping anything that would be happening in the background. Not that anything's happening right now.
Oh, look at that big fluffy baby.
That is Fitz. Being a Maine Coon, absolutely massive cat, of course. And it is now that we zoom out back to the Earth as itself. And before we start zooming in, and where is Grigori? Apparently gone to the bathroom. Malik? He's here, right?
Sorry, I forgot I was on mute.
Okay.
I am here. Sorry, I forgot I was on mute.
Okay.
Grigori lives in the neighborhood of Juniper Springs in Colorado.
Colorado, okay. Juniper Springs, it's up near or on the mountains.
Yeah, kind of an old-timey, neighborhood kind of thing. Like Old Glen Ridge, and if you know the area there, kind of like a bit older houses, nice neighborhood, nice kind of middle class-ish.
So it's a Thursday afternoon, beginning of September. It's a little on the chillier side in your specific region per se, but not overly cold or whatnot. Now, Grigori, explain to me where you are, what you're doing, and what your burdens are.
Well, my burdens are actually just the people in general of this neighborhood. I'm a kind of a roaming cat. I wander to place in the neighborhood, keeping an eye on all the burdens that don't have their own cat to keep a closer eye on them. I got to try and make sure everybody's protected. Today is the day that I check in on the Miller household. It's a little easier today because Mr. Miller's a bit distracted, because today is the day that Mrs. Miller usually comes home late, his mate, and his other mate comes over to share the outdoor bathtub with him for a while. So he's easily distracted on this day. So it's a good time to keep up the wards and do a good general lap of the place and make sure everything's still safe and secure.
I see. Okay. So you were checking on Mr. Miller right now, and yeah, he's waving off the primary mate, being like, "Bye, honey, have a good day." At which point it drives off in one of its mobile house thingies, the ones that emit the stinky smoke. When ducking almost immediately from around the corner, like it was waiting, another different colored one of these carriage house things pulls up, and the secondary mate bounds out with a sigh, going, "Finally, she's gone."
Right on time.
Come in, and he ushers her. He's like, "Close the door behind you."
Hopefully today they order some of that delicious fish on the little white pellets. Sometimes there's leftovers.
With that, they go in. They immediately get into a more natural state, ridding themselves of the awful coverings that burdens start doing. Looks like they're probably going upstairs for a quick nap. It's not a long nap. They're never up there for more than a minute or two, but I guess they just need a short nap of some kind usually before they go off. They don't properly close the door. The secondary mate doesn't properly close the door behind her. It is slightly ajar. And there, you don't, I don't think you can read, but, I cannot. You recognize the look of one of the magical paper tablets that they sometimes take out to make the food happen. And there is indeed one of the ones for your favorite food type, with the fish and pellets.
Excellent. I will drag that to a spot on the table or the counter to keep that more in their line of sight,
Okay, so that one is, it's put on top, where the other ones are kind of shoved off, even a couple under the couch. You kind of scoot them there and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tuck them away in some corners,
Okay, all right. With that,
gotta eat.
Exactly. So with that, they're upstairs for their couple minute nap or whatnot. They must have night terrors of some kind. They are quite noisy about it. But I mean, you've heard of such things before anyways. But nevertheless, this is what you do. Going around, you are checking the place out. Looks like the back door has also kind of been left open. He looks like he's airing the place out. Not a lot of bug problems in the area at the moment, and it's a nice cool air. So the back sliding door has been left slightly open as well. You kind of travel around by the mini bubbling pond thing that they have in the box out back, when you notice floating atop of it is a cardinal with a white symbol upon its breast and your scratch marks on it as well.
That is most unusual. I will see if I can cautiously
in a minute,
teeter along the edge and see if I can kind of get it towards myself and pull it out of that big bubbly tub and get a closer look at it.
Okay, well, you crawl up into the side of the boxed pond, the bubbling danger liquid being inside of it. And as you reach out to try and pull it, it is a good distance away. Could you make a careful roll for me, please? Say it a 2. Okay, so you almost slip in, but you just managed to hook it with one claw, and thanks to you're a fairly decent sized cat. Thanks to your reach, you're able to actually scoot it towards you.
Excellent.
And
take a closer look at this bird. I wonder if it's still alive.
The bird's neck appears to be broken. And it is in a fairly familiar ritualistic fashion. You yourself have done something very similar in warding spells. Oftentimes sacrificing a small animal in this manner is pretty common with this. You have a feeling that there was magic done upon this so that the bird would basically be protected from being destroyed or decaying or harmed until it had its use has been done.
Okay. Makes sense. And get a closer look at this white mark upon its chest.
Okay, looking at the white mark, how familiar do you think you would be with this type of thing?
Hard to say. Like my character, was kind of slacking back in the day on his parliamentary duties, and even in this area, it was a small parliament. We were stretched kind of thin, so I may have to consult with somebody about such things.
Okay, well,
somebody more knowledgeable than I.
In that case, yeah, you're not really picking up. It's definitely something important, and you do recognize your own scratch mark. That part you know at least.
Yeah,
so
that
that's
part's
something.
got me unsettled.
Yeah, it's something to you, but you don't know what this portent means, what this is that's going on, but you do know that Mr. Wiggles down the street, a very, very regal old man, would probably know more about this than you.
I will bring the bird and go and seek his counsel.
And it's also at this time that you hear the people have finished their nap, coming down the stairs, the man going, "Oh, excellent as always," with the secondary mate going, "Yeah, it was wonderful. Want food?" Let's do this one again, holding up the pamphlet that you put in the proper place.
Perhaps I shall return later.
With that,
there's leftovers
you I'm assuming head off. You're able to easily hop over the fences and whatnot to go. I can imagine catch the old man. You know approximately where he is. He's another street cat like yourself. Another one. Mm-hmm. He's probably one of the ones that helped guide you towards accepting all burdens as your burdens. He himself having a fairly similar story, if a little bit shrouded in mystery. And he hangs out in a fairly prestigious place, actually. It is the parking lot of the Burger King near the dumpster, as there is a lot of food there. That's pretty prevalent. Definitely a place of prestige amongst the community. And the fact that he scouted that as his territory means something. So you head to the Burger King parking lot with much reverence. And
indeed,
he's there by the dumpster. He is proselytizing as normal to the others of the neighborhood. A high-pitch cacophony of calling out a warning to protect the burdens around. Occasionally the burdens seem to be upset at this. You're never sure why, as it's for their own good, but he is nevertheless there proselytizing to the neighborhood. What do you do?
Well, I will approach with the cardinal in my mouth. Slowly. I'm not going to be too blunt with this while he's, busy speaking to the others.
Well, there's no one there actually listening to him. He's just sort of screaming into the air.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I will go up a little more directly then. And as I approach him, let's see. It was Mr. Wiggles, you said?
Mr. Wiggles.
All right. Wise Mr. Wiggles, an event has occurred for which I seek your sage advice and vast knowledge. May I have a moment of your time?
Oh, Grigori, it's good to see you again. What sort of thing do you have to bring me today that I might counsel you upon?
Well, I came across this bird, one of my burdens. Surely it was used for some mystical purpose, yet it lies out outside my scope of knowledge. I was hoping that you could, take a look and see and give me your thoughts on the matter.
With looking at the bird, as you portray it in front of him, he gives in an audible gasp, but not actually gasping. He actually says the word gasp. He goes, "Oh, gasp! But I've not seen one of these since me younger days. This is the Cardinal's Cardinal. You've been summoned, my boy. You've done something of note, and they've noticed you."
Who's me? What? Who's they?
Mayhaps your battles with the Rat Lord or that the Possum King himself. You've done so much good in the neighborhood that word must have gotten out. The High Parliament, the leader of the High Parliament, the Grandpapa, must have sent you a sign. That's the only way this could be. I see the wardings upon it. You have been summoned.
I thought they were but a myth.
They are not, my boy. I've seen this once before. I've never been summoned, of course. But I have seen this before. And I've never seen him return, but I've heard stories that cat did on great things and became a legend throughout the world. You need to go to a place called Vaticat or something like that. In a place in another part of the world, many hours travel. In Italy. You'll need to find yourself passage there. I dare say the pizza man's scooter will not be enough this time.
I have heard talk of this Italy. I think some of the burdens seem to enjoy food from this Italy.
Yes.
And, animal skins from this Italy.
I have heard of them. The Italy food does not agree with me as much as the food of the natives, such as Burger King. However, you will need to get there. I think I know of a way for you to do it. There are the people that wear the leafy pattern clothes. They walk around with their boom guns, and sometimes not too far away there's a place where they have the big metal birds that they fly on missions of their own types. Go there. Maybe you can hitch aboard those. I believe, if I have heard correctly, they have business in that part of the world. They go there to help reinforce parts as great as they are the great protectors, as we are the protectors of burden. They are protectors of other burdens, whether they want it or not.
I see. I will heed your wise counsel, and it seems like my meeting with them will have been fated. It's only fitting for a protector to get a ride with, skin, in a sense.
Grigori, these times with you on these streets have been something special. You've been like the son I never had, excusing the 5 other sons I've got. It has been, in case I never see you again, it has been wonderful. And we need to say proper goodbyes. So with that, and he raises his arched back, fur going up, and you hear as in this like fighting stance and in this noble battle cry to send you off.
I'll bow my head in reverence to this sign of respect.
Like hissing you away.
And I will, quickly dash away as is protocol in such situations.
Okay. Doing a mad dash and scamper around the Burger King, you do take one look back beyond your shoulder, and you see he had calmed, and with a simple salute with his tail, he gives you he leads you off with great reverence. So with that, whereabouts, you have heard of this place, the people dressed in mostly greens that have their own private metal birds. What would you like to do in order to see about getting on one of these?
Well,
unless you've got another idea to get there, it's totally up to you.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking if they're nearby, I may have seen them in their vehicles around town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look for one of their, one of those four-wheeled mobile houses that they're apt to drive, that are also quite frequently green, much like the clothes they wear. And see if I could sneak aboard one of them, as they will no doubt return to the place of the big metal birds.
Okay, all right. You were easily able to just waiting it out. You were able to easily wait until one of the big the metal mobile house things pops up, and it drives it. It actually stops for a while at one of the places with all the weird little podiums where they connect them with a hose occasionally. I'm assuming to give these houses a rest of some kind. And you see them waiting there, connecting it with a hose for a while, the resting hose. Seeing this as your opportunity, how would you sneak aboard the greenhouse?
Oh, let's see here. Well, I've noticed that oftentimes they have an extra one of the pieces of the round black rubber attached to the back.
Mm-hmm.
I would think probably it might be easiest to try and climb up that.
Okay, all right. So you're just
spare tire.
Okay. So you're how are you approaching this though? How do you think are you just trying to like dart in? Are you trying to be like very subtle and careful, or like slink in so they don't see you or hear you sneakily?
Carefully, just try and stay out of sight as much as possible.
Okay, so with that slow stalking movements, ever so slowly, so that they don't notice you, a bit of a butt wiggle every once in a while, just to make sure, because to tantalize them in case they do see you. I would like you to roll a careful for me. It's I'm going to say a fairly large transport vehicle, so we're going to say it's relatively easy, but they are sort of at alert. So I'm going to say this is a 3. We're going to say this is a 3.
Alrighty. Well, here goes. Oh, that's not good.
You guys.
I will invoke my trouble, fearful of failure, to try a reroll.
Okay. That's
a fate point, right?
You can either do a reroll or actually no, you needed a 3. So yeah, you would have to do a reroll. That is a fate point. So basically, you start going around. You're being ever so carefully, but it's at that very moment that he disconnects the resting hose, and you realize he's going to start walking around the vehicle on the same side as you. It's this, at this point you go, I will not fail, and you steel yourself. Go ahead and do your reroll.
Come on, do better.
Oh,
bloody hell.
So you've got choices here. You can attempt to invoke something else, because you can't invoke the same thing more than once. Or, you can succeed at a cost.
Yeah, see here. Trying to think of what else I could invoke. Oh, you know what? I'll succeed at a cost.
You're going to succeed at a cost. Okay.
I'll succeed at a cost.
So with that, you make it on board. Not a problem. In fact, you're able to, with your careful nature and the fact that you will not fail these burdens again, and whatever you're being summoned for is obviously a destiny, that you will prove yourself, you will redeem yourself for the failures of your past. You manage to sneak aboard the plane, and you're going to be off. But it's as you're on the plane, as you're flying over the town, you look down and you think, fuck, I missed out on the fish and stuff again. And so you're going to get a mild consequence of, I'm so hungry. Because you didn't eat, and you missed out on the fish and pellets. Your favorite food.
Awesome.
It's unfortunate.
You lost sound? Oh, maybe you went asleep. Yeah, you haven't done anything in a while. Now you have sound again. There you be. Player complication. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see that. Did you just do that now? Loud noises?
Yeah, it's about a minute old.
It's about a minute old? Okay. Sorry, I didn't even see that. That is my bad. I swear it just popped up for me as well. There might be a bit of a delay.
What now?
I have a thing, by the way. I'm going to explain this right now. I forgot I was going to explain it at the beginning. In my channel points on Twitch, there are 2 things that can be redeemed. At the moment, they can each be redeemed once. Using channel points, you can redeem player complication or GM complication. So with that, since there was a redeemed player complication, we're going to say that you made it on the plane. You have indeed gotten out of the country, and you're well on your way to a place that you're pretty sure is close to Italy. It's named Afghanistan.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
It should be a hop, skip, and a jump for you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We're gonna say everyone else, like, they had there was a bit of a trip, and there was a few extra days, or maybe they had to gather some things and whatnot, so not everyone is getting there right away. You left immediately, unlike a lot of the others. However, you sort of flash forward this like scene of like shit going on. You land in the middle of Afghanistan, your plane being shot down, you barely escaping from the plane, shaking the smoke out of your fur and scampering into the underbrush away from it as a firefight goes on nearby, and you're in the midst of a city.
Oh my.
It's at this point that I would like, how would you, like, you remember seeing out the window, because every once in a while you'd look out, that there was another one of the metal bird places around, probably with something hopefully that can get you out of here. You know approximately which direction it was in relation to the Burden's city that you're in. There's the pop of weaponry going on in the background. Every once in a while you see it's getting dark, and you can see some pretty, like, these like streaking fireflies in the sky, which is pretty cool, including at one point you hear a and there's this like long streak of fireflies, which is actually really interesting and fascinating. But how would you like to try and escape to get there?
Oh my. All right, first give me just 1 second, because my Google Chrome apparently has decided to freeze on me.
Okay, go ahead and get that
and
refreshed.
I can't get anything to actually respond. So
no worries. It was shocked too, as now you're in fucking Afghanistan.
So kill that. Reopen my Google Chrome and the Foundry.
While you're resetting, you should probably try and catch one of those fireflies with your teeth.
It's a little up there. They're very high flying fireflies.
What's that?
Well, he's afraid of failure, so
Back into
give it his
fountain.
best.
All right, sorry about that. There we go.
No worries.
Okay.
Technical gremlins happen.
Technical gremlins. All right, so bring the character sheet back open again. So
Yeah, once again, there's a lot of sounds going on, just like Scary Bird and Firework Day. You always hate that day. They're probably celebrating something.
Could be. I don't know. We're in a different part of the world. They could be celebrating something.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with. It's not normal, Bird and Firework Day. So I'm not sure what they're celebrating here.
Who knows?
Find out.
Burdens are crazy.
So let's see. We have crash landed.
Yeah, you like crash landed. Somehow you survived relatively unscathed as well. You probably wrapped yourself in a bit of a warding bubble when you went down. I'm just giving you that because that's intense.
Yeah.
But you are stuck in the middle of a city you don't think this is the right place because you did hear the pilots talking, saying that, so where we're going, we're rerouting to Afghanistan. And you're like, that's not Italy.
Yeah, well, trying to think, see if I could find an opening to get out of this plane. Maybe where the wheels tuck it up into.
But you've already made it out. There was a breach in it, and you're sort of in the streets itself now.
All right, so I'll try and get myself back to where I saw other of the metal birds. This is a tough one.
Yeah, how would you like to approach it? You know the approximate direction. You want to just like head there, like just scamper as fast as you can. Would you like to sort of dodge carefully from cover to cover, try to be sneaky about it, just force your way through it?
I'm definitely going to go careful through it, just because I'm in a completely new and unknown area. I'm gonna take my time a little bit, just and be careful with it while I'm going through the city.
Okay, all right. So you're taking your time. What would probably take you about 20 minutes of running. It's going to take you a few hours to get to where you want to go, but you're being very careful. Going from there's like a lot of the metal houses, except they're all broken and stuff. These burdens are very bad at this. They just leave their broken things everywhere. And in fact, these burdens are kind of sloppier compared to yours. Like half their buildings are falling down with these like black marks on them. They're very negligent, obviously. But going through, you sort of scamper through. It's a very hot climate, definitely hotter than you're used to living in Colorado. Before you finally make it to the chain-linked fence of the metal bird home, where you see a variety of different ones, and there's some soldiers. Sorry, not soldiers. There's people in the green suits nearby conversing. Some of them in languages you understand, some of them in languages you're not as familiar with, but being a cat, you can always sort of translate whatever a burden says no matter where they come from. And with different accents, yeah, you hear some of them talking nearby, but they're a little bit out of earshot at the moment. You'd have to sneak in further or do something to get closer to them. They're past some more of those metal houses things.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go in a little closer.
Okay.
Get past the fence, okay, or do I need to kind of?
No, well, you just get past the fence. It's not the best done fence ever. It's not electrified or anything, thankfully. Not that you would know that. But you do manage to get in. However, there are a lot of other of these burdens in the green suits walking around. How are you trying to get in so that you don't get noticed? Yeah, you think being just careful and slow will not be enough. There's so many of them moving around. You almost feel like it might have to be something a little bit more either brazen or timed or something like this.
Yep, let's see. Well, I know one thing. Or what time of day is it here?
It's late. There's the sun is not up. It is currently the night sun that is currently up, the dimmer one.
Well, I will. So it's getting dark.
It's dark. It's got a fairly good amount of light, especially for you. The Burdens have a harder time with it, but it's got a fairly good amount of light. And once you're in the metal bird nest itself, there's a lot of lights around. The Burdens love their electric lights.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just kind of have to be bold with this one. Like, look for when I see an opening and just kind of
give her.
Go and just kind of give her. While I'm outside, at least in the darker parts, I'm going to throw up my shadow armor so that I'm black.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do, so we're going to say you're using magic with this. You're using your shadow armor. So I'm going to say it is a quick roll, but whatever you roll, we're adding a 2 to this. Now, this is a high alert military base. American military base in Afghanistan. So we're going to say this is none too easy. I'm making this a 5.
Okay. So quick with a +2. Total with a +3. All right, so quick +2, come on, roll.
Oh, there you go. Because you rolled a 3 and you're getting an extra +2 on it. That is hitting a 5. Okay, so despite a high alert, combat ready, middle of combat, American military base, this cat just scampers from vehicle to vehicle, unnoticed by anybody. Like, not even like they don't care. Like, they just don't notice you. You're just booking it through at the right time. Like, you just have the reactions going on, managing to make it to where a couple of the Burdens are hurriedly speaking, where they're speaking amongst each other, and you hear one Burden say to the other, all right, you gotta get the Italian general or the Italian major out of here. Get him on that heli and get him back to his home country. Because if he gets shot down, well, we're gonna be in a mess of trouble, boy. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like a younger red-headed Burden goes over and to someone dressed in a slightly different uniform starts pulling them towards not one of the metal birds, but it looks like the one toy you have at home that it's got like it like spins the fishing pole thing on the top, except it's much bigger.
Okay. Alrighty.
And you rolled well enough. You made a 5. I'm going to say that you're just able to, using piggybacking off of that quick roll, you're able to get onto that helicopter if you wish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so with that complication done and out of the way, you are finally on your way to Italy.
Yay!
And there are near the Vatican, there are actually, I know of military bases in the area that they have training and stuff like that. So you will be going to the right region. You're finally getting there.
Good. And my fallback is if I got noticed after finding the Italian major there, apparently I was gonna forcefully endear myself to him, a la Minkin style.
Yeah.
Force my love upon him to gain his favor so that he would take me with him. That was my fallback plan.
Love. All right. So with that, we zoom back out again. Once again, ringing back, this time flinging back in time, since days have now gone by. We're going back to that Thursday afternoon. As the next person, Samwise. All right, Samwise. Where are you? What are you doing? And what's your burdens?
Well, my burden is a pet shop owner in, let's say, London, England.
Okay.
And I'm currently in the pet shop itself, just lurking around as my owner, who is a wiry, tall man in a wearing an orange turban around his head, is basically just doing finances and stocking shelves.
You're a shop cat. I like it.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm mostly just lazing about, pretty much just finding any sort of receptacle and then laying in it,
Okay.
as I am part liquid.
Yeah, yes, you are. Cats are made of liquid. Nothing but liquid. Okay, so you said he's so he runs a pet shop. And yeah, he's cleaning up after the animals. It's a bit of a slow day. You like it when it's a bit of a faster day because it's more often there's like a little bowl near you where your owner has your burden has left where the other burdens can put in these you don't know if they're promise notes or something. They're like multicolored little bits, or sometimes they throw in like metal clinky bits, which you find is fascinating. All you know is the important thing is if they give some of these clinky bits, they're allowed to give you treats. And those are the nice days. So for some reason, some sort of offerings of these, you imagine that they're just bits of trash they found on the streets. If they offer them, then they get to give you some treats. Unfortunately, it is a slow day, so you haven't seen a lot of that. But he is sweeping up. He's tending to some of the other animals, including you have some of your brethren waiting behind glass walls. Some of them are young, still in training. These are obviously the training cubicles, as there's more of your brothers and sisters in arms helping to train them, giving them orders constantly, day and night, through the glass walls. No matter how much the burden says that sometimes they should quiet down. They know what their goal is. They know what they should be doing. So with that, and then of course you've got the other ones just biding their time, waiting to find the right burden for them that they should protect. And then of course there's some of the other animals like the dumb dogs. You're not even sure how they haven't gone extinct yet. But yeah, all things considering, that's when the door, you hear the ding ding as the door opens. Your burden looks at the one coming in and goes, welcome to my pet shop. Anything, I think I've seen you before. And this lady, she's got multicolored hair. It's kind of interesting. You see, it looks like she's colored it in some way, probably rubbing a lot of berries in it and stuff, although it's starting to grow out to show this like brownish color at the top. Long claws, so long enough to be respectable. You actually you think this burden's got the right idea with the types of claws that she has, despite the fact that they're kind of weirdly colored with the weird red, white, and blue crosshatch pattern you see on the pieces of paper everywhere. Yep. She comes in with a cage and she goes, all right, bruv, you sold me this bird and he up and kicked it just like a day later. I want my money back. All right. Yes, of course, come in. I will give you your money back. I am sorry about that. Oh my, what has happened to him? Have you colored on his chest? No, bro. I didn't do anything with him or fed him, just like you said. Gave him to the children to play with. I don't know, maybe they're a bit rough with him, but I don't think so. But either way, he's dead. And we didn't do anything for that. Bro, you got to just deal with this. Oh, yeah, yes, of course. And he puts the cage to the side, sort of beside where you are, and you see this dead cardinal. And you think nothing of it. It's not the first time an irresponsible burden has killed one of the small animals from here in an unfortunate, unritualistic way. But there's something different. This red bird looks like it was killed in a ritualistic way, and upon its chest is a white symbol with your scratch marks just below it. Now, would you be familiar? Would you be familiar with what this means?
I might be, given the importance of the pet shop in the full life cycle of maintaining burdens and parliaments. I would think
that makes sense. A lot of the training for future guardians and soldiers in the war against the darkness happens in these locations.
And with my burden being sort of central to it, I'm essentially almost like a headmaster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't really get involved directly unless things need shaping up, but I still provide a overarching sense, especially if I'm, perched on a high spot in the store.
So I will say you do indeed know what this means. You have been summoned by, it's the summons of all summons as far as cats are concerned. You've only ever heard of this. You've never seen it yourself, as they're not summoned straight from a pet shop. But
that can't be good.
So, no, of course, it's your scene. What would you like to do about this?
All right. Well, if I'm going to have to be summoned off to parts unknown, I'm going to need a bit of cover. Since mostly just stay around the pet shop days and days anyways, I am going to basically just walk on over to one of the nearby pets, cages filled with other Scottish folds, and find one who looks like me.
Okay, yeah. It's a fairly well-stocked pet shop. You are in one of the better ones in London, and there is indeed some other Scottish folds. One that does look somewhat like you. You're not perfectly, but you also know that this particular Scottish fold has been practicing in the arts of shaping. So you think they might be able to pass as you a little bit better.
I am quite familiar with the arts of shaping, as I am a shaper myself.
Perfect. So then you know exactly the type of person you're looking for. So you go up to him. He's in his cage right now. He is just there. You hear the as he is practicing his rotes for his shaping in a very solemn and ritualistic manner.
Oh yeah, okay, he's a healthier.
Do you think it's going quite well? What can I do for you, mate?
I need to get the Vatican and the High Parliament, and I could use someone to, watch over the burden and keep him from worrying where I am at that time. Right?
Oh, the Vatican! You're quite the fancy boy, aren't you? Going off and everything. So do you want me to take your place?
Don't sponsor me, lad.
Are you saying I get to be headmaster for a while? I can deal with that. Oh, I've been training for this one.
Just don't go getting comfortable. I'll be back sometime,
Oh, were you summoned, or are you just taking a vacation there?
It's to be seen. Looks like a summon at first, at the least.
So you might not be back. Tell you what, I keep your spot warm. I'll make sure I throw up in all the right places. And we'll see if you're back. And if not, we'll always kill something in your honor when the owner's not looking.
That's good. Just, not one of the ones that are already caged.
No. Well, I'll make sure it looks like they escape like you usually do.
Right.
All right. Well, with that, you actually see he reaches up through the top. There's like a meshed top to where he is. His paw extending and stretching at an odd angle before he's able to get the catch, and he actually lifts it up. Getting out, and when he gets in front of you, he looks at you and goes, I can't quite remember how to do the thing where I can look like you a bit longer. Can you show me how that works again?
I'm not really into the disguises bit, but
yeah, I've seen you do similar stuff before. At the very least, you at least know the information. So what I'd like you to do is, can you make a magical clever check for me?
I can indeed. So that would be clever +2 for shaping?
That is correct. Yep. So just roll clever and we can just mentally add the +2. I am going to say it's relatively easy. Actually, no, that disguising yourself when you haven't done it before, that would be relatively hard. I'm going to say that's a 4. We're going to say that's a 4.
My magic skill is shadow form, not disguise, so...
Yeah, and he himself is just trying to learn how to do it. But you have seen the other people do it, and you yourself are a trained shaper.
Yep.
So you're just trying to talk him through it. Oh, shit.
So 2.
That's a 2. So at the moment,
what did I need?
You needed a 4.
I would like to invoke an aspect then.
Okay, so at the moment you try, you concentrate, you're trying to talk him through it, because you yourself are not trying it. You're trying to talk him through it, and he's like, I'm having a tough time of it. What kind of an aspect are you invoking here?
My high concept. I am a spooky, supernatural, shadowy Scottish shaper.
Okay, spooky, supernatural, shadowy. Okay, I like that. Okay, go ahead, spend your fate point. I'm assuming you're just adding the +2.
Yeah, because I just needed a 4, right?
So describe how this aspect plays out, the spooky, shadowy thing, when you're showing him how to do it.
Well, since I can't do the disguise myself to a point, I will just go through the rudimentary basics that needs to pull it off, such as so you just sort of like, shift yourself like this, and I'll do like the basic shaping stuff that I know how to do. And then it should look like this, but not, all shadowy, at which point I will do my sort of shadow form and, rely on the fact that, cats are liquid and shapers are even more so.
Okay, so you
essentially just sort of like, you should be looking something like this, eh?
So you focus on the shadowy part of the spooky, supernatural, shadowy thing, showing him how moldable it is. I will accept that. Yes.
It's sort of like that, except not the shadows thing, but with your own self.
Hey, I mean, I don't know if I could do the shadow thing, but let me try. Oh, there's the back. Oh, there we go. And all of a sudden he looks exactly like you. Holy shit, you need to lay off the kibble a little bit.
Hey, well, keep on putting a little, what do they call it, trinkets and stuff in there.
You got a little too comfortable there as the headmaster, it looks like. But I'd be happy to take your role for you.
Oh, just cut the sauce and enjoy the break from the cage.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
Hey.
And the picture. Sorry, the picture, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for reminding me. So that is the picture of the Scottish fold cat that we're dealing with.
Scottish folds, even when they're lean, they're still on the chunkier side. Just from all the fluff.
Yeah. So how are you dealing with this? Where are you going?
Well, because I had the shadow form, I can just sneak out through the tiniest of cracks. But yeah, I'm going to basically try and make my way to the place with all the birds.
Okay.
Or actually, no, wait, I'm in London. Yeah, I will try to find a place with all the buses, since there is that weird underwater tunnel thing that the Burdens burrowed.
Yeah, you have heard, you've never been under it, but you have heard of there are little moving houses going underneath the danger waters through what's hopefully a dry tube of some kind. Kind of like what they use for the hamsters in the shop, but much, much bigger, thankfully. So yeah, you can easily sneak aboard one of those. That's not too big of a problem. It's more navigating the system that's going to be difficult to find your way if you're taking like the various like tram, train systems, stuff like this. I would say figuring it out, yeah, that would probably be another clever check. Not magical, of course. And the burdens, it's fairly complicated for you to figure out. So I'm going to say it's a 3.
Okay.
You did good. All right. Excuse me.
Say, we're keeping up with the trend of rolling crappy for the first one so far.
It's always the first roll that you guys suck. With this, you are able to navigate the system and fairly smooth sailing, all things considering. You are indeed going to navigate your way through Europe, finding yourself treats along the way, and in fairly good time, you are going to be able to make it to Vatican City.
It's just like the clan motto of Clan McStuffin says, be like water and flow where it takes you.
With those words of wisdom, we're going to once again pull out, zooming back in, going back to that Thursday afternoon. This time we are going to be narrowing in on Shoehorn. Shoehorn, where are you? What are you doing? What are your burdens?
Okay, well, let's describe, I guess, where I am first. We're going to be, well, somewhere in Jersey City, residential property, you know, like some small home in the outskirts of Jersey City. You'll see Shoehorn on top of a fence, possibly screeching at, what time? It's like 4 in the afternoon kind of thing?
Yeah, like or middle afternoon. Yeah, around there.
Yeah, fair enough. So, probably trying to wait for a bird to smack down out of the air. Shoehorn sitting on top of a fence. Shoehorn lives with an immigrant family, actually, here to this part of New Jersey. His burdens came from, in fact, the whole family is kind of convenient for this story.
Yeah.
From Italy, of all places.
Yeah. I like that you chose that you didn't even know.
Relatively recent immigrants to New Jersey. Not really sure. You know, Shoehorn's not exactly sure what his burdens do, but he does know that the mother and father take off all day in a car and come back, and that's about all he really understands about them. And there's 2 kids as well. There's a daughter and a son. The son seems to be, you know, constantly reading over papers and using ink, and in his spare time blowing into loud metal tubes. And the daughter has a secret other pride somewhere that she's not told the family about. And she comes home often bleary-eyed and smelling of burnt leaves.
Oh, okay. All right. Probably up to mischief, burning things down. Weird. Burdens are destructive.
Or smoking things.
Oh, maybe that could be strange, but yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Okay, so with that, you're at home right now? Oh no, you're on the streets. You said.
Well, I'd be at the back of the property on like a wooden fence in the backyard of the house property.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're on the property. You're just yowling, and there's some birds around. Every once in a while, you're probably doing that like chittering at the birds. When down the street in a customary greeting, one of the other local cats goes, "Hey, hey, hey, you, hey, hey."
Cancel the murder. What?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Keeping it down. What's the matter?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm you know how I am. you know. Just wanted to say, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. All that. Haven't seen you in a while. That type of thing.
Well, I'm still getting over. I'm missing my cologne. You know, I eat this in Paragamon. I take it a pizzolino, and we fly to America. And I wake up missing my cologne.
You talk just like your burdens, boy. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know what you're saying. You know this cat from down in the neighborhood? He's known as Twitchy. He doesn't have a burden.
Okay.
He himself actually, oddly enough, stays away from the normal obligations of your kind. And there's something a little wrong with him. He's always a little off kilter. You think he was a specialist dreamer at some point or another, and then just something happened and he stopped being any sort of guardian.
Twitchy, you bring in the fleas. So what brings you by?
There's I've seen your scratches around. I've seen your scratches around, and fuck shit. And there's like there's some
cat with Tourette's.
It's a cat with Tourette's. There's some things down it's got your scratches on it. A bird turns up the ass.
You're saltier than overcured prosciutto. Just tell me. Get to the base. What's going on? You see my scratch? Or where do you see my scratch?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's on a bird. Shit, fuck, bird. There's a bird.
I like bird. I like a bird. I like a bird. Where?
Yeah, come on. Ah, shit, fuck, I'll stab you in the eye. Oh.
What?
No, it's fine. I didn't mean that. I didn't. Shit.
I forgive.
Sorry. I don't mean that.
Show me the bird. Show me the bird.
Okay, so he brings you down every once in a while. At one point, he actually like twitches and falls off of the fence. God, fuck! You think that time it wasn't a twitch? It was actually him swearing.
This guy's a regular back of the ball.
Sorry, yeah, it's one of those days. You know, I get a little excited, and here it's like, here's the bird.
Show me, you fat brute.
And he brings it down the alleyway, and there's a ring of other neighborhood cats around it. And normally in a ring like this, there'd be the normal cacophonous conferencing of cats, you know, like mewling and yowling and hissing and things like this, just a normal friendly chatter. But there's silence. It is dead silent. And they all, as you come up, they all look at you, and in almost like a symbol of reverence, actually kind of put their paws to their chest and sort of stand back. One of them, known as Fat Martha, actually looks at you, and she goes, "Oh, honey, I don't know whether to congratulate you. Oh, baby, I don't know whether to congratulate you or to say I'm sorry, honey."
Why is everybody looking at me like I'm a chooch?
Oh, baby, come here. Look at this. Look at this.
All right, I'm gonna.
And there is a cardinal, in pristine condition, despite the fact that it looks like one or more of the cats had been like sort of pawing at it or something. It still seems to be in very good shape. And on its chest is the white symbol with the scratches underneath it. How knowledgeable do you think your character would be of such things?
Oh, I mean, I guess low end. Not very. My character is not particularly bright.
Honey, you done being summoned. You know
A
that,
salmon
right?
A salmon.
You gotta go
Salmon?
back to the.
I like a salmon.
No. Oh dear, you done. Pappy,
I thought I was coming for a bird, but you offer me a salmon.
Pappy, can you let him know? And another cat, a really dark fur with a bit of a white patch on his front, goes, "Son, you have been summoned before the holiest of the cats. You have been summoned to let you know that you will be part of something great. You have been summoned to the Vatican, in the place where the burdens, they speak like you do."
Oh, you're sending me a home? Who's sending me a home?
They are sending you home. They are saying that the child will come back and he will do something fabulous. You will go to the Vatican.
I've seen it once.
You will head back there.
Where would I go?
To the city of cats. And it is there in the holiest of places, in the Catagon, that you will receive.
I become a cat again.
You will become a greater cat than any of us could hope, my boy. Come here in the circle. Let us symbolize this by feasting on this bird together. Can I have some of the bird, please? Please, I'd love some of that bird.
Yeah. Let's all eat it. Everyone, come. Munch, eat a bird.
With that, the warding magic, since you've seen it, has faded from the bird, and they do start to like tear it apart and whatnot. Finally, the Papa looks at you, and everyone just knows him as Papa. Looks at you and goes, "My boy, you need to find your way there. How you do this, I do not know, but you must find your way there, my boy."
So I'm gonna go back to Romano. Okay. I think I can make it. I think I can make it happen.
Good luck, my boy. And here, for your times, take my luckiest back half of a mouse.
Oh, well, thank you.
And he hands you what seems to be mostly the back half of the mouse, although one of the legs have been slightly chewed off.
All right, so I'm gonna bend over take the tail into my mouth and trot back real proud that I caught a mouse. And head back home.
All right. So yeah, you head back home. You said the kids were home?
Well, the kid, I don't know, what day of the week is it?
Thursday.
Okay, so and it's like 4 PM. So I'd say the kids are definitely the boy is definitely just coming. The son is coming home from school around now.
Okay.
You never know where the hell the daughter is. She's out probably smoking dope somewhere, and the parents aren't still at work.
Okay, yeah. So the daughter's still the kids coming home, latchkey style. Then, it looks like he's a pretty dutiful son as far as a burden's concerned. He's already getting out the scary blow tube, getting in the background.
Oh, my ears! Not this again. He's a terror tuba.
Yeah, he's practicing the terror device. You imagine it's probably some sort of like war horn or something. That's the only thing you've been able to piece together so far. Most likely he's going to be like a herald of warriors or something like that amongst the burdens.
So I hatch up a plan and make him homesick.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna like run through the house and grab pictures of Nona, drag her out and throw her on the floor, and like pictures of Rome or whatever memorabilia I can grab from the house that's like just ridiculously Catholic Italian, and just spread it all over the house and put it in all the prominent places.
Okay.
So, like, when parents come home, right at like where they sit when they first come home, like dad goes to the computer, maybe there's a picture of his mother right there waiting for him. Like weirdly, like it. I'm gonna knock paint pictures of like whatever back home off the piano and really make a mess of everything that's Italian, like super Italy reminders. Just drag them out and drop them in front of people. Okay.
All right. So you're just starting to make a mess. The kid doesn't hear it at first over the sounds of his own cacophony. But finally, when the parents do come home from work and there's like a bellow from the father, they're a loud family, right? That's when he notices, and they all kind of notice everything that's out. I'm going to say that this would be a flashy roll. Now you're trying to convince them just with pictures of Nona to go back home. So I'm going to say this is still fairly difficult. So 3, not like insanely difficult. I mean, they want to go home, right? They want to go home, but we'll see. So 3 flashy.
Okay. So I have a +1 in flashy.
Mm-hmm. So you can just click on flashy. It'll roll it for you.
Oh, nice. I didn't check that. Look at that.
Oh, shit. Wow, you guys can actually roll good on your first roll? Okay, well, shit. I wasn't expecting that. Well, what do I do when you guys succeed?
Always do a good.
I always do a good. Yes. I apologize to any Italians watching this. You can lynch us later.
This isn't Italian. It's a cat.
He's not an Italian. I'm a cat.
A shoehorn not to know Italian, anyways.
Why are you racial stereotype a cat? Okay. So
blame Mario later.
So yeah, they're sitting around, stereotypical Italian family. They're sitting around. They brought home Chinese food.
Yeah, checks out.
Miss Guzzi.
Pasta. Yeah, I get it. Noodles in there.
They start going, and next thing you know, in normal fashion, the Burdens are calmly discussing things. The man is like throwing books and yelling at the top of his lungs about missing his Nona, because I'm assuming Nona's gonna be his mom.
Yeah, sure.
I'm missing my mama, and then the wife's like, "Honey, we've got jobs," and he's like, "I'm missing my mama," and it just keeps escalating. And then the kids start like screaming and like throwing food at one point. And finally, like, the wife just breaks down. She's like, "Fine, we're going back."
Mike, I'm gonna run over and swipe out of the daughter's purse her little tiny pipe.
Okay.
I'm gonna smack that across the floor.
All right. Okay. All right. Do a clever roll for me.
Oh, I'm not very clever.
I'm gonna.
Okay, though.
You did good. You done good. Okay, so like, yeah, the daughter just came home. She's like completely ignored her family's accent. She comes home and like, despite being in Jersey, she's got like a bit of like a Western, almost Valley Girl accent, but like sort of like the stoner Valley Girl. She's like, "What up, fam? I'm home." And oh fuck, what are you doing? And then like, you knock it over and the pipe goes skidding. And she's like, "Oh shit, no, that's like totally not mine."
She's also like a California surfer.
Yeah, and she's like, "No, Dad, that's like I was like holding that for someone." And he's like, "No, what is this?" And he like stomps it, smashing it. He's like, "It is settled. We're going to see Nana, and she is going to fix you."
Excellent.
Yeah, with that, they not only are going because he misses his mama, but now they think the old lady is probably the best way to fix her of her bad heathenistic ways.
Hang on a second, my butt's really itchy. I'm gonna start licking my ass.
All right,
Just
all right.
really tongue, just giving
them the symbol of friendly
tail straight up, proudly showing my butthole and getting in there and cleaning it up.
You're just showing them
so
how unconcerned about their presence you are, how peaceful you are with them.
I was so itchy back in here.
Yeah, with that, yours is pretty easy. They definitely are ready to go home. And we're going to say for ease of storyline that they, in fact, lived fairly close to that area. Not in Vatican City, maybe in itself, but in the area. I mean, while they're there, they might do some sightseeing.
We're from Rome. Yeah. And somewhere along the way, I was speaking with some Italian slang there, but Shoehorn got neutered. He took a nap, and he woke up in America without balls, so he wants to go back to just find his nuts. As much as anything.
They got to be there somewhere. The Burdens can't just throw them away. They've got to be doing something with them. So you're assuming. Oh, go ahead.
At the airport, maybe, I don't know, but my nuts are over there somewhere. So
it's
I've got
been
extra
theorized by the other cats that somewhere out there, like because of how powerful cats are with your magic, that somewhere out there must be warehouses full of these cats' balls. That the humans, there may be a secret society of humans that are storing them to use them as like a source of power.
Yeah, he took it. Shoehorn ate some ham, and it must have been drugged because he fell asleep and woke up without nuts in America.
Yeah, so it must be one of those warehouses or something somewhere. But if you go back home, I mean, it's unlikely they shipped your balls with you, so they're probably back home. You can just find them and put them back on. You can find a shaper or something to help you with it.
I restore Mecca Jones.
So with that, they are setting up for their trip back home. Now, before we zoom out to our last person, is there any other notes you'd like to say? Anything else you'd like to say there?
No, this is great.
All right, excellent. Finally, you lost. Oh, because you went to sleep again. You just gotta click on RPG. Just every once in a while, if you don't move it, it puts you in away from keyboard because it thinks you left.
I'd like to say that finding your balls is probably going to be one of the best side quests.
Oh, it's part of it now. It's canon now. That's going to be part of this. All right, so moving on to the last person. Click the thingy here. Ezekiel. Where, as we zoom out back to Earth, once again making sure we're on that Thursday afternoon, we zoom back into a specific location. Zeke, where are you? What are you doing? And what are your burdens?
So zoom in to Ashland, Ohio, to a quaint little town just north of Ashland, in a farmland. The camera would push into a large Maine Coon farm cat. Happily trundling across the open field, carrying a mouse in his mouth, heading to the main house, as his burdens are out messing with the large plants again in the field.
Okay. So you're heading back to the main house, going through the fields. I imagine you're keeping an eye out lately. Being out in the farms like this, you know that there's been some issues lately with some of the local rat natives committing to like guerrilla warfare tactics against the other cats in the area. So it's definitely something you've been kept on alert about.
Yes, we've managed to assemble a small guerrilla strike team to help neutralize the rats. I've called in favors from a few of the other local cats from other farms to help.
Perfect. In fact, some of the cats even probably came in with a specific express purpose of breeding new barn warriors for these guerrilla warfare tactics. As a result, there are many more of the barn-bred warriors, which are known to be especially fierce and tough, all things considering. Now, as you're heading back through the fields in Ohio, heading back to the main house, guerrilla warfare. Oh fuck! Why didn't I think of that one? I missed the mark on that one. I'm sorry. I give up. I'm bad GM. So you head back to the house. What are your burdens themselves like for the farmhouse family?
It's a small family of 5. The mom, the father, and the 3 kids. The oldest being about 12 winters old. Okay. And he's noticed that like the time he's been living there, because they adopted him. As a very small kitten, and he's been living there. They are bad at keeping themselves alive.
Oh,
they like to do nothing more than just play in the dirt all day. So Zeke has taken it upon himself to find food for them in whatever form he could. Like, he's a hunter, so he hunts mice and rats for them, and he'll happily leave them where they can find them easily.
Okay, yeah, going along with that, because you've definitely, like, they play around in the dirt so much sometimes they forget to actually cook anything or like make food. So you see, like, especially the father, he eats these like greasy, horrible things for him. That's definitely had an impact on his health. Like, he's had issues where one time he fell over in the fields grasping at his chest, and they had to rush him off for a few days, and you feel like he must have eaten something bad. But he's been eating too many of these like greasy meat patty things. And you know, the mice are so much healthier. You don't understand why they keep not eating them when you bring them. That would have improved his health dramatically.
Much to Zeke's chagrin, whenever they come across one of these meals that he's left out for them, they scold him. As if they're too proud to eat these mice that he's gotten for them.
Such is the difficulties of these burdens. So you trout through the fields, jumping over and around traps that other cats have set, and maybe even 1 or 2 that other mice have set. Knowing of the traps and the guerrilla warfare that's going on. And what I would like you to do is, you know, the field is trapped, some yours, some theirs. How would you like to cross this dangerous field where this secret warfare has been going on? Like, did you just want to book it and hope for the best? Did you want to be like careful about it, placing your paws in the right way, trying to suss out patterns?
Yeah, he's going to quickly move through it as fast as possible.
One of the best ways to do it is if you run fast enough, you barely touch the dirt, right? So you're just gonna, with mouse in your mouth, just with the rips, just skitter, just like. So in that case, I'm gonna do now the mice have been fairly crafty. So I'm gonna say it is a quick roll. I'm gonna say we'll say a 3.
Okay. Can I give myself an advantage?
Well, what I would suggest is do the roll first, and then we'll see if you have to modify it, basically.
Okay. So
if you want to create an advantage ahead of time, you can. If you want to like actually roll it to create an advantage, go for it. I definitely suggest that.
Well, Zeke's been around for a while. He knows that most of the traps are on the ground, so he's going to be moving across the tops of fences and through the trees.
Okay, so you're I'm gonna say that's a clever roll. We'll say that's a 2. Do a clever roll for me with doing the created advantage action.
Okay.
This will be the first action we've had that's not an overcome action.
How do I do the created?
So just it's a careful roll. You're just clever roll. Just do a clever. Okay, so what you've done a clever roll. It was a +1, so it wasn't quite enough. You try to create an advantage, but you once you get up on the fence, you realize, oh shit, they're trapping on the fences and stuff as well. Did you want to continue on trying to boost this advantage, or did you want to just go ahead and just give her and rip across anyways?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and boost this with one of my stunts.
Okay, all right. What's your stunt?
Zeke's a muscular cat, so he's a really good jumper. And I'm going to use my stunt leaping. I'm going to leap from tree branch to tree branch.
Leaping. Okay. So in that case, yes, instead of just ripping across quickly, you're trying to give her for like these like mega leaps from place to place. Not easy, because a lot of these farmhouses, they have like one tree near it, but there's some pretty big gaps between the trees. I'm going to say this is a forceful roll of 4, and you do get to add your stunt. So just roll forceful, and we'll add the +2 post roll.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. So you're 1 shy, unfortunately. You are leaping from one tree, and it looks like you are just about to miss the branch. Oh shit, that wasn't quite far enough. You waggled your butt for 5 minutes. You don't understand how you could have misjudged. But it's not quite enough at the moment. What do you think you would like to try and do to save yourself?
I'm going to as much as I hunted this mice down and killed it in the usual ritual fashion of playing with it for like 5 minutes, I'm going to let it go. It's weighing me down.
Okay, is there an aspect you could invoke in this case that would help you in this situation?
I'm going to succeed at a cost.
You're going to succeed at a cost. Okay, so that'll be it. You'll be losing the mice. The mouse is the cost. You're not feeding your family. They're wondering why you always come back with something. They're going to notice something's a little up because you always come back with something, but you're going to make it anyways. So reducing that little bit of weight was just what you need to get those claws onto the bark of the other tree that connects to the window of the upstairs, which is wide open right now.
Ah, shit. I'll have to go and find myself another rat.
Yeah, with that, the window is wide open. You see a couple of the kids. They've been home for just under an hour. And it looks like they're just bringing their stuff up to their room and whatnot. One of them's kind of getting some toys out to play a little bit until supper's ready. And you can either climb down the house and get in through that way, or you can just go in through the open window.
Yeah, he's just gonna climb through the window, go down through the room.
Okay.
Unless it's the oldest child's room.
No, it's the youngest.
Okay.
It's the youngest. Was a boy or a girl?
The girl.
Girl. Okay. So she's in there. She's actually got a bunch of these like metal like tractors and farming equipment and stuff that she likes to play with. She's basically set up a miniature farm that sort of mirrors their real life farm, and that's what she likes to play with, is like all these like big machinery equipment replicas and stuff. Yeah, like a lot of like branded overpriced green John Deere metal monstrosities that are in her room. Like they got like brand loyalty. None of the cheaper like case brand tractors. No, we're going fucking John Deere. No, we don't need no right to repair. And then when you come in the window, she's like, oh, Zeke! And she goes in for like a big hug.
He's gonna scurry. He's gonna like jump from the window across the bed and out the door.
Oh, come on! Farming corn.
Also, the reason why I asked if it was the older siblings' room is because Zeke doesn't like going to the older siblings' room because he found out that the oldest is the bearer of the red bug. Lightning quick, impossible to catch.
Okay, all right. So there's definitely some animosity there between you and the eldest then.
And it's like whenever I'm in that room, the red bug shows up super fast, and it's almost hypnotizing.
You've tried to protect them from it, but unfortunately you don't know what sort of magic he uses to summon the red bug. And yeah, it can crawl anywhere, up the ceiling. Sometimes it just disappears when you go to catch it. Either way, it appears to be some sort of like warlock familiar of some kind, and you'll catch it one day. You're pretty sure of this, but it has been one of your greatest foes thus far.
That's why he's becoming quite a good scrapper and pouncer.
That makes sense. Okay, so with that, you race through down the stairs, probably towards the kitchen or the living room.
Yep, food's in the kitchen.
Okay. Heading into the kitchen, everyone else is just getting home, out of the fields, whatnot. They own quite a bit of land. They're getting back in. Everyone chips in. They're getting back in. The father looks like he's tired, but it's kind of his turn to make dinner. Mother comes in, like the older woman burden comes in, and she like cracks a brewski, and she's like, "Your turn, honey." At which point she just like sits down, puts her feet up, and just goes, "Oh yeah." Before she puts her foot down, and there's this like squelching sound, and a bit of a squeal as she goes, "Oh, what the fuck!" And looking down is this half smushed bird, still in a relatively good composition, all things considering this lady just like stepped on it. It's a dead cardinal with this white symbol on it, and your scratch marks down below. And the lady looks at you and yells, "Oh, Zeke, stop bringing animals into the house!"
Immediately like get up and all defensive. I'm like, I bring that home.
She's like, "Don't meow at me." You get a good look at it before she picks it up and she like chucks it outside into the bushes. It does. How knowledgeable about this do you think you would be?
No fucking clue.
No clue. Okay.
The fact that it has my markings on it, though, is raised suspicion, and I think remember hearing like the other cats talk about something similar.
Well, one of the cats that came from away in order to help train the barn cats in the Perilla warfare, and he's simply known as the General. You have a feeling if anyone is going to know, it's going to be the General.
I assume she just threw it out the window, so Zeke's immediately going to chase after it, like diving through the window and go after it.
Zeke, don't you want you to... he'll be back.
Knocking over like everything across the coffee table.
Yeah,
he's not a nimble cat.
Like 2 teacups and a plate. You hear smashing behind you. You've gotten rid of some more junk out of the house, which is really good. You hear, "Oh no!" As you race once again, you know your path, so I'm not gonna make you roll again to get through all the traps and whatnot. Get back to the barn area, where you do hear that it looks like the cats are in drill right now. The General is once again bringing them through the normal paces. He's like, "All right, left about face, all right, prepare to murder the mice." And he's just bringing them through practice drills on how to do basically rodentia executions. What do you do as you enter the barn?
With a major sense of urgency carrying the red cardinal, I'm just going to run right up to the general, probably knocking over a couple of the troops.
Okay. Through them. A couple of them like, hey, what? The general looks at you, like, completely unfazed by the fact that you just, like, knocked through the troops and stuff. He's like, hello, Zeke.
He'll spit down the cardinal. He's like, General, I vaguely remember something like this, but I ain't got no clue. Do you know what this is?
Well, paint me a frog color and fuck me sideways. I do know what that is. I do believe that is the summonings of the highest degree.
Summoning?
You, my boy, I've been summoned to the Vatican. Not really sure why they named it that. A bit of a silly name. But the Vatican is the place that you need to go where you've been summoned. He says in a very abstract way.
I gotta go to the Vatican?
You got to go to the Vatican because you've been summoned there by the summoners.
Okay, where's the hat again?
The hat. What hat is that? I've got a lot of hats.
Well, you just said I gotta go to the hat again.
No, not all the hat again. No, it's not like the last time when we had the hat and people pooped in it and then the old man got angry. No, you've got to go to the Vatican. Vatican. It's in. It's right over there in Italy. Got to go with the Italian cats. It's quite a ways away. You can't walk there. I dare say it would take you days to walk there. You're going to have to find a way to get there on one of the burden transports.
Are you saying I gotta go on one of them metal birds?
Metal birds. There's the bathtubs that kind of go over the really large area of danger water, the danger liquids.
No danger water, please.
Then you're most likely you're going to want to go into one of them metal birds, bigger than the ones that we see that spray all them nasty clouds over the plants, like big. I'm not entirely sure where to find them around here. I haven't really looked myself, but I do believe that there's a nest of them not too far away.
I'm not sure if this is related, but I do remember that my burdens, they take the plants that they've been playing with and they've been shipping them up and to a place called Cleveland. Well, maybe. I didn't know they'd do a bit of word with them. The Bowden's artifice, what they call it, machinery. It's nothing more than dealing with that type of stuff. Yeah, they do something like that, fixing them up and shipping them out to Cleveland. I've heard about that. Perhaps if you go there, then there might be more shipping around some of the parts and stuff. I imagine they got to get them somewhere, and I do believe on some of the parts I have seen. Well, I haven't seen, but those that can read the burden speech have seen made in Italy. They gotta get it from there, I imagine. If it's made in there. Imagine at this point Zeke's looking at the general just cross-eyed. I reckon I probably stole away in one of these crates. Would you be able to look after my burdens while I'm gone?
Oh, I think so. Tell you what, we understand that they have a hard time fighting themselves, so we will gather together every day. And every single rat we kill in this great war, we will leave at their doorstep in mass.
General, I owe you big.
Now you go store yourself in a sealed crate that's going to be going to high altitude, because nothing will go wrong with that.
Zeke will immediately depart, plowing through the troops again.
Okay. They're all like, "Oh, hey, what the hell?"
And he's gonna go to the back of the farm where they keep the large machinery that they like to ride around on.
Okay.
And he's gonna find one of the crates.
Okay.
With like the product that they put in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna pull it open as best he can and stow away in it.
All right. Yeah. You pull it open. It's fairly well packed, but you manage to take some of the product out and just hide it in the corner. I mean, whatever. They'll never know. It's not like they have a manifest or anything. And you just kind of hide in the spot that you're going to be in. You are being very sneaky about this, I think. So I would like you to make a sneaky roll. Now, you're doing pretty good at making sure that the crate you're well hidden in it. So I'm going to say it's not too bad. We're going to say a 2.
Okay.
Or you could roll a -1. So you're getting in there and you go to close the lid and your tail is still hanging out and you didn't close it entirely because you insist on looking out of the side. Is there a aspect that you would maybe like to try and invoke in this to do a reroll, or do you want to succeed at a cost?
I'm going to succeed at a cost because Zeke is fully he's one of those cats that just wants to peek out and eventually paw out. He can't help himself.
Okay, so you're gonna succeed at a major cost. Okay, yeah. So you get in there. You're doing pretty good. They come in, and when the burdens come up, you hear them talking to each other, and you go, "Oh, don't forget to load up that last crate there, dear." And you hear her going, "Oh, yeah, honey. Okay, 1 second. It's got a little off kilter. 1 second. Let me get the hammer." And she goes over, and you feel the as if she's pressing down on it, the lid of the crate moving down slightly, and all of a sudden, wham! Wham! As she hammers the lid of the crate back down. Now, I said that part of your tail was sticking out.
Oh.
So I would like you to take a mild consequence that just says, "Ouch, the tip of my tail."
Mild?
Mild consequence, the 2. And just type in, "Ouch, the tip of my tail." And that will be your cost that is happening as you are then shipped off. They don't notice the little rivulet of blood going down the outside.
Zeke's in the crate, just doing everything he can to stay quiet.
You're like,
pulls his tail out. Mashed.
But with that, through the magic of movie editing, you are shipped the correct location in the world. And it is here that you're going to make it to Italy, the Roman type area, the Vatican. And you are going to make it at roughly the same time, mystically, as everyone else, despite traveling directly or running through the bombings of Afghanistan or sneaking there aboard trains through Europe. You still managed to get there from this random-ass farm in Ohio in a crate.
What a strange coincidence.
What a strange and happy coincidence. And it is with this that we are going to leave off for tonight. Thank you everyone for your patience as we have taken long turns this time as we did the intro. Is there any other questions or comments you'd like to say before we finish wrapping up?
That was fantastic.
I was just going to say, it's like, what a coincidence. It's almost like it's fate.
What a
Oh. Well done.
yeah.
Brian, they don't exist here, but take an adversity token.
Actually, Brian, what is your refresh?
2.
2. Okay, you will be starting next session with 3 fate points instead of 2.
Thank you very much.
You're getting a fate point, and I want you to carry it over. So
So you're saying he's getting an extra fate point right now?
Yes, right now he's getting an extra fate point. Yeah. Right now.
That's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's not going to last forever, though.
And that is one note for everybody. Your fate points at the beginning of every session refresh up to your normal maximum. If you have higher than your maximum, then you just keep that amount. Doing stuff like that. I was tempted a lot of times to give extra fate points in this one, but I thought just because we're doing the intros, I wasn't going to give out a bunch of them yet. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them next session as we do a lot more roles and interactions and everything. But I did think everyone did a fantastic job this time, so thank you all for joining. For anyone watching, thank you for watching. Come back again next week and you'll be able to see more. Actually, come back again on Sunday, and assuming the stars align properly, I'm also going to be having session 1 of a new D&D game, Postmasters of the Universe, where a bunch of people that have been rejected from the Adventurers Guild find work within the post office of a high fantasy realm. But in the meantime, thank you for joining the Secrets of Cats. Obsidian Claws, I haven't seen you in forever. Hopefully you were able to catch some of the Secrets of Cats games that everyone gets to play Kitty Cat. So like, subscribe, follow, depending on which platform you're on, YouTube or Twitch, depending. If anyone was chatting on YouTube, sorry, I was having some technical difficulties bringing the thingy up, so I'm sorry if I didn't see your chats. If you were on Twitch, I mean, I saw you, I just didn't care. No, I'm just joking. Thank you for joining. Really good session. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a good one, eh? And bye, Obsidian Clouds of Mist.